Hello, guys.
Guys, how are we doing?
My voice is still. You heard that, guys? It's not
perfect.
No,
but it's here. I would say it's around.
Barely.
The voice,
barely.
You know, and it's okay. I wouldn't say barely. I would say it's mostly around.
I would say it's like 95%.
That's a great percent. That's
not
an
A plus.
It's an A.
Any tiger mother will tell you that isn't good enough.
Hey, A's are great. Hi, Jake Price.
Hello, everyone.
How are we all doing today? Hi, Olaf.
Hold on, I'm adding this to my story. Join our live stream, everyone.
Honora Hive Rise, yes. We love Honora. I mean, it's winning some stuff. It didn't. I mean, the BAFTA, but I guess
it didn't win Best Picture, but it won. I mean, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
Like, all right, we got ourselves a show coming up at the Oscars.
Hi, Jonathan. Hi, Two Girls, One Cup.
Hello.
How are we all, Will E? How are we all feeling today?
Where's everyone in the pink
I don't know.
box?
Wait for it. You got to wait. Sometimes you got to be patient.
Come on.
Guess you'll have to look up.
Oh, God. But you know what the movie told us? Don't look up.
Don't look up. A movie I did not see. Hi, Telvin. Hi, Michael.
Hello.
How are we all doing? How are we all feeling?
We're good.
Oh, y'all. It's been a week.
I know. And it's
Hi, Montrez.
Oh, there they are. Look at that.
See, look. Now you can look down.
It's usually not that much of a lag, I feel.
You'll be fine.
I don't know.
You'll live.
I don't know.
I think you will.
SNL's 50th has been really entertaining so far. Is it? I'm confused as to the schedule.
Is it? Not is
No,
it.
I don't mean is it. I said, is it? And then I stopped the sentence. I was about to say, is it airing now? Like, it seems like it's airing every day. Is it like a multi-day television special?
I think it's a multi-day event. I don't know if that's right.
Okay.
Chapel teasing new song she performed on SNL. That's exciting.
Oh, is it the Giver?
No, the Subway?
The Subway. The Giver, the Subway?
Was there a song called The Giver? There's a song called The Subway from her, I think.
There's a song called The Giver. Isn't it called The Giver?
By Chapel?
No, it's like the song she sang on SNL or something like that.
I think that was The Subway.
I think it was called The Giver.
Okay, God.
I thought it was called The Giver. I didn't listen to whatever it was because I figured we would listen to it shortly after on Two Gay Mats.
It was not
she's
shortly.
like, I'm not going to release this for another 12 years, I guess.
The Giver.
Where's that album?
What's The Subway? What did I make up?
The Giver. Yeah, I don't see. Yeah.
I'm Googling The Subway. I bet there's another song
There's
called
a song called The Subway.
Thank you.
The Giver is the country song.
Okay, well, we didn't listen to any of the songs.
No,
great. The Subway Chapel Roan. Okay, I didn't make up Subway.
The Giver's what she performed on SNL.
Okay, so we both were right.
My mother's here. I
Hi,
told my
Mama
brother.
Steele.
My brother texted me before I walked in here. He was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "What the fuck do you think I'm doing?" I'm at Matt Palmer's. I'm about to record the podcast.
Yes.
If you loved me, you would join the live stream. And he was just like, "Maybe I'll come in and jazz up the comments."
Oh, Lord.
I guess he doesn't love me.
Did you see him get in a fight on the Dochi Instagram?
I know.
It's like, oh.
I know, because like he probably listened to 2 seconds of it. He probably listened to the part, like the lip syncing of the like goofy like recording or whatever, and comments. He was just like, I didn't like this, and someone was like, L take, and my brother was just like, I regret nothing.
It's very Michael Steele.
Yeah, he's coming in to be a troll, guys.
It's not Saturday, it's Sunday. It's still SNL though. Okay, when are the Two Gay Mats hosting SNL? Great question, Olaf. I love Subway was
question.
at festivals, and then The Giver was at SNL. Oh. Okay, now I'm understanding. It's all
Which
coming
one
together.
do y'all like better?
Yeah, because we haven't listened.
To any of them. Because where's the Seshua review? I don't know.
What did Beyonce say about the Formation DVD? It's in your mind. Imagine it.
Imagine.
Just imagine us.
Imagine.
To it.
Really random, but do you guys like Bad Kids by Lady Gaga?
I love Bad Kids by Lady Gaga.
I like Bad Kids.
Yeah.
Steele is Conclave taking Best Picture now. Don't know.
Don't know. Didn't know she was a picture.
Truly don't know. I mean, I guess I knew she wasn't. It'd be funny if it was Conclave all along. My mother's birthday was Valentine's Day. Happy birthday, Mrs. Montrez. The Subway is far and away my favorite out of the two.
All right.
Is the Subway, is the Subway like pop, standard pop?
Because you said The Giver was
country-ish.
Okay.
The Giver's giving country. And the Subway, what is that one giving?
Oh, I bet it's giving.
I mean, I guess don't spoil for us.
I mean, I couldn't remember the names.
Yeah.
I don't think if we didn't hear the song.
And Lord knows the album won't come out for like another year and a half, and so we'll have forgotten all the details by then.
Some people are saying that Matt Steele's commercial was the best commercial of the Super Bowl.
Thank you. I know a lot of people were arguing about it. It was
really
contentious
About which one was the best?
No, about is this commercial offensive or not?
Oh.
Yeah.
Your part specifically or just overall?
No, just well, I did see some people who were just like, why is there a man in this commercial? And it's like because the commercial's about objectifying breasts,
exactly. So
for shallow reasons, and
so a man
therefore
would be involved.
The man should be involved.
Hi, Jeff. Pausing White Lotus to pop in and say hi. You can't wait an hour to watch White Lotus, Jeffrey. What about us?
He wants to see the shirtless gays.
But it's like, they're not going to talk back to you on screen.
We will. We're here. We have shirts on. But my mom's going to get Michael right now. Mommy, you call Michael and say, why aren't you here?
Michael can do other things.
No.
Maybe he'll listen to the podcast tomorrow.
He can't. He's not. He doesn't listen. My brother does not listen to podcasts. If there's one medium my brother does not care about, it's podcasts.
The BAFTA winner for director is nominated at the Oscars. Okay.
He is.
All right.
That is a fact.
Can't wait to hear y'all's Traitors thoughts. I mean, I don't even have that many besides the fact that, like, I hate that they made me laugh at Tom Sandoval.
I know. It was so
that
good.
Was funny. That
was
funny.
so good.
I hope you guys react to Tate McRae's new album this Friday. We will. So if you want to watch us on twitch.tv/2GayMads at 8:30 p.m. Thursday night Pacific time, we will be there listening live, reacting live, and
looking great.
Looking great.
Damn straight. All right, my brother's here.
Yay.
He's popping in for 2 seconds and peacing out. There you go. He proved that he cares.
Loves
I guess.
You, yes. TGM would be great. SNL, y'all are hilarious. That's nice.
Thank you.
Oh, Griffin's here. Hi, Griffin.
Hello, Griffin. How you doing? All right, let me finish posting this on all the social medias.
Dochi is a Brandy fan. She was listening to When You Touch Me. Oh, I love When You Touch Me. Full Moon classic. By the way, guys, just FYI, not to like delve too far into body horror on the channel.
Oh.
I'm bleeding today. I
know. Trigger warning.
Trigger warning.
Wound.
I'm bleeding, and I don't even know how it started.
We'll try to figure it out on the podcast when we start recording.
But I also, this hoodie is new, and I just don't want to get it bloody.
Of course, yes.
So just make sure.
Oh my God, your napkin is full of blood.
This is what I'm saying. Matt's just like, oh, it's gonna stop by the time.
It'll stop. Usually, my blood clots, girl. I don't know what iron deficiency you got running through your veins, but you need to eat some beef or some shit.
Yeah, I don't eat a lot of red meat.
Neither do I. I'm not a red meat person. Matt, I'm part of a band.
A band. Oh my gosh, he keeps bleeding love. That's so funny. That's so exciting. I gotta hear the band.
My brother's still here. Don't stare. My brother's I'm Still Here. He is the best picture nominee from Brazil.
Not Obsessed by Olivia, which is a great song for some people. Catching Strays in the short and sweet reaction. It's just, okay, I don't hate whatever that song's. Obsessed.
Obsessed is totally fine.
It's fine. But when you are Olivia Rodrigo and you have those two albums and like that singles discography, it just is not up to snuff. That's what I'm saying. I used to be part of a band. I was a part of a band in like junior high school, but it's like I didn't get a lot of choice as to what we sang. It was all covers, and it was Dave Matthews covers.
Oh, Dave Matthews.
And I was like, can we do Mariah?
A Mariah cover by a band.
I would love that.
I mean, it'd be kind of cool.
It'd be great. But yeah, no. So we were called Prolepsis.
What? wait, Prolepsis.
Prolepsis. And I was the replacement. They had a different lead singer, and then he got fired. And so then they brought me.
He got fired.
Yeah. In junior high, sometimes you get fired.
Like, they buy him out of his contract?
I guess they did.
Prolepsis. What does that mean?
I remember knowing it at the time, but I've since forgotten. I could Google it for us, but we'll see how my.
We're talking shit about beef.
About what?
I do find beef to be probably the most overrated of meats. Beef to me always looks and smells better than it actually tastes.
The anticipation and answering of possible objections and rhetorical
some
speech.
whatever middle schooler came up with that band.
I know.
That was like a vocab word. He looked up the dictionary and was just like, I would sound real smart if I had a band called Prolepsis.
Prolepsis.
I know.
No, Isaac, I did not say that. Of course, you Queens. That's what you heard. But
I know that I was about to. It's real. Just change one letter. And,
you guys.
Yeah.
Do you guys think Mayhem is going to be able to top the Fame Monster Born This Way?
Why not?
I just love that we're having the conversation. Like, if we had not heard Abracadabra, I'd have an immediate answer for you.
The fact that it's a possibility. The fact that it could be in that realm.
Yes.
Matt Steele, have you seen Prisoners? Like the 2013 movie with Hugh Jackman? Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic.
Do you guys have an interest in doing more interviews on your channel? Yes, but it's like, I think I'm very like, the interviews have to be with people we actually care about. Like, I wouldn't want, no shade.
Like Brian, like we love Brian Stokes Mitchell. So when we got that opportunity, we were just like, yes.
Right. So it's like, sometimes we'll get interview requests of people that like we don't really know, and like there's no shade in not knowing. Like I'm sure when we reach out to people, sometimes people don't know us, and that's fine. But it's like we're not like an interview show. Like not.
Yeah. This is not to be narcissist, but this is about.
This is about us.
It's about us.
What about us?
I think ham is disgusting.
I love ham.
Ham. I had a really big. The first time I had ham when I was like 7, I remember it clearly, and I was like, "This is the best thing I've ever had." And then I went through a ham phase, and then I fell off after about a year.
You fell off ham.
I fell off ham. Now ham doesn't appeal to me as much as like another pork, like a bacon or a pork roll, if you will, if you're from the Northeast.
I'm very pro ham. I love ham.
Okay.
Like if I'm at the Thanksgiving table,
you go for the ham.
Oh, turkey does nothing for me. Like I could take or leave,
I would do turkey over ham.
No.
Ham to me, like something about the texture of like the thick ham is a little, I don't know.
I love it.
I don't know.
Oh gosh, not us getting on food again.
I know. This is when we can all, but this, who among us doesn't eat, so we could all participate.
True.
No Corbet One Burger gave a speech when Conclave won Best British. Oh, are they talking about burger? I am still shocked Danielle is still in. Baby, she's in it to fucking win it.
We're all shocked.
I'm not.
I'm not. What about a grilled ham and cheese? Yeah.
I'll do it. Yeah, like a grilled ham. We used to serve that at my restaurant, like a grilled ham and Swiss sandwich with a good like house like whole grain mustard. They got rid of the fucking ham.
That's rude.
And it's infuriating.
I really hate that Tom was so funny and unintentionally, obviously, on that episode of The Traitors.
You know who was great too? Sam. Sam was really good on that. Like the Traitors, that they really like give everyone a moment to shine in every episode. Like the editors do a good job.
Because like first few episodes, you would have said, "Oh, Sam's not doing anything."
Yeah,
but it's
just like, oh, Sam came up with a good idea. Let's end. Carolyn made a mess out of that answer.
I'm sure you were so
happy. I was like, yes.
First time Carolyn's done something worse than Danielle did.
Listen, guys, Danielle is very messy. Yes. Carolyn is just as messy. I'm sorry. Carolyn is a disaster on Traitors.
Right.
And she's impossible to work with. Like, she just is.
Well,
okay?
Okay. Danielle has made it hard for Carolyn to trust her, wouldn't you say?
For one little thing. I understand why Carolyn doesn't want to trust Danielle, but Danielle is trying to fucking make amends.
She is.
None of this would have happened, though, if Rob didn't go after Bob the drag queen. This is all Rob's
If you want me to defend Boston Rob in this chair right now, it's not happening. I was surprised with how good the Short and Sweet Deluxe album was, but why on earth were none of these songs on the original album, and Dumb and Poetic or Lie to Girls were on it? A choice. I mean,
I like both of those songs.
Some of these were probably not finished.
Sure, yeah.
By the time that original edition came out.
Oh, completely.
So it's lovely that they're on now, right?
Yeah. You don't like Dumb? I love Dumb and Poetic.
Yeah, I like Dumb and Poetic too.
Yeah, and I love Lie to Girls.
You know what song I don't like that much?
Tell me.
Last song.
It's
don't cry.
Don't smile because it happened.
Yeah.
I think it's funny and harmless. To me, like if a song is a little bit of a nothing burger.
Yeah, you're okay with it?
I'm okay with it if it's at the end and it fades us out. If it's like a nice little like we're strolling out of this album moment. If it was like if it was like track 5, I would be like,
yeah, then it would be a problem.
Why are we here?
Right.
Matt Steele, have you seen Mother? Oh, are we talking about Mother?
Oh, I don't want to talk about Mother. I have not seen Mother.
I love Mother by Darren Aronofsky. I love Mother.
We have heard Selena's new song, and there's going to be a patron reaction to that and to the new Issa Ray and Doja Cat song and the new Addison Rae song coming out on Tuesday on our Patreon. So go there.
It's going to be the most incredible video because we've decided it's like maybe we should occasionally, if like a bunch of people put something out instead of separate Patreon videos, we should do, like group them together, like what's a bundle?
Yeah, we love a bundle.
We love a bundle.
Oops, sorry, 2 Girls, 1 Cup. Absolutely not. We are not doing anything with Good Graces. That is an excellent song.
Yeah, Good Graces is great.
Yeah. Is Mother your favorite Darren Aronofsky film? Hate that I have to ask him that.
It might be. I don't know. I find it wildly impressive, like from a logistical standpoint in terms of like choreography and blocking. Like it's just, and I'm all about a film that feels like a ballet. It feels like
I know that?
It feels like a yes. I say it all the time, and you never listen.
Oh my gosh!
It feels like a ballet. It's constantly moving and thrilling, and it truly like morphs into a nightmare in such an interesting way.
I shouldn't watch the movie.
No, this is not a movie for
great.
Matt Palmer.
All I needed to know.
It's not a movie for Matt Palmer, but that's okay. Finally saw The Brutalist, as Monique said, in Precious, and I shut my fat ass up.
Oh my gosh.
That's a great line. That's a great line. I mean, it's devastating, but like, people don't acknowledge how funny Precious is sometimes.
This is such a weird.
There is so much humor in the movie Precious, based on the novel Pushed by Sapphire.
There's definitely comedy, but the overarching feeling of the movie.
But there are laugh out loud funny moments because it's just so like. There are so many moments that are just so brutally real, and it's you can't help but laugh. Just like he told me to shut my fat ass up, and you're like, oh, and she's like, and what did you do? And she's like, I shut my fat, and it's like, no, I mean, Monique, her delivery is always gonna be funny.
She's
like,
comedic.
She's funny.
Yeah, she's funny. I want an abracadabra performance from Gaga so bad. I'm sure it's coming. Just gotta hold on to your horses.
I know. Oh, that album's coming. I know. I'm so excited.
We're only a couple weeks away from it.
I know.
What, March 7th?
It's going to be great.
I'm excited.
She says it goes hard. And
I believe her. And I believe her. And that's what we want. We want fucking Shiza, Bad Kids.
Yeah. I want the speakers in my car to explode. I want to watch Mother. It seems like something that I would love. And it involves one of the most terrifying things ever. Rude house guest. Yeah. It's a very frustrating movie. Yeah. When Precious steals the chicken, I'm sorry, I laugh. That's a moment. That's like a scene in the book. No, I fully agree with you, Steele. Also, Mariah just staring at her while she's saying all this is also pretty. Because Mariah's just like Mariah's so like funny and real in that movie.
She's incredible.
She's so good in that movie.
Incredible.
Has anyone listened to Louder Please by Rose Gray? I just heard it and of her last week, and it's been on loop. It's giving 90s techno and beach, and it's for the girlies and the gay. Just one gay.
Just one gay.
Which one?
It's one of the two of us, I guess.
All right.
I've not listened to that, but it sounds like a good album just from your
It
description.
says beach, which I don't think, so I don't think it's for you.
I mean, it depends on the kind of beach. I have a Let's Go to the Beach each playlist.
You like the physical beach, like being at the beach, but you don't like beach music.
It depends on what kind of beach. If we're doing like, let's go and party on the beach, sure. Mm-hmm. If it's like toes in the sand, get our, steel drums out, then no, I don't want that.
Wow.
So it just
Under
depends.
the Sea Found Dead, guys.
Mariah would be a great friend. Oh, it's true. It's true. We need Mariah as Diana in the next, that's my dream. My dream is Mariah as Diana in Next to Normal. Jordan Sparks is the daughter.
I think Jordan's a little old, I think.
All right, well, who's the daughter now?
I don't know. Girl Zendaya.
Oh, but can she...
Even she's a little old now still.
I don't know if she sings, though.
Who cares?
I care. That girl has some good-ass songs.
Some of the greatest musical performances are by people who can't sing that well. Guys, Rex Harrison just talked his way through My Fair Lady and gave an iconic leading man performance, won a Tony and an Oscar for it.
I'm just saying, after Wicked... I think we learned what happens when you get actors who actually can sing in the musicals.
Palmer, it's not like solar power, I promise you, even though I do love that album.
Ew.
But Toni Collette is next. Yeah, Toni.
I mean, Toni would be great.
Toni is the obvious choice.
Yeah,
Mariah's the like, if we want to do something a little...
Yeah, be a little interesting.
I wasn't expecting this casting, but it somehow works.
It would work. It would work.
Yeah. Who would direct?
Me.
Okay. Baby Nessa as Diana. What do you guys think of Benny Blanco's cheese? There's a cheese debacle?
I don't know about a cheese debacle, and I'm nervous to learn.
Yeah, is this like bad, or is this just kind of like funny?
Or if it's gross, don't tell us.
Actors who can actually sing. Wicked is more like singers who can speak lines convincing.
I will take that. I will take that over.
I was like, what bitch wrote this? And I was like, it's my brother.
Michael, of course. I will take that.
What are your guys' favorite Ariana album? Mine's Dangerous Woman. Thank You Next is
I'd say Thank You Next.
My favorite.
But Dangerous Woman's up there for me.
I would say Eternal Sunshine's my second favorite. All the photos I've seen of Benny Blanco and Selena have been against my will.
It's nasty. Great. Don't tell us.
Well,
I don't want nasty.
I love some good dirty humor. So
what about cheese? Who knows what the cheese thing is? I don't want to know.
It is scary.
It's scary.
But sometimes you gotta open your eyes to the world that's around you.
Do you think Abracadabra will become a big hit? It is a big hit already. Like it's
What's it peak at? What's it peaking at
tomorrow?
Well, it's it still doesn't peak. So.
No, well the first week it came out on a Sunday, and the tracking week begins on Friday.
Thank you, Beyonce.
So I think it debuted in the 30s. I think it's going to jump top 10 next week.
Okay,
and that's first week out. Yeah, no, it's a big hit already.
Yes, Taste. Thank you. Next is her best album. I don't care. It's
a great one.
Yeah, my brother texted me. I have no idea what these people are talking about.
Great.
Yeah.
See, I don't need to know about them, and because I'm not sleeping with him.
I'm trying to think of what a kink involving cheese would be.
See, that's what we need to not think about. Because again, we don't want to yuck anyone's yums, but
Speaking of cheese, yum.
That's not one of my interests. And I hope everyone's having fun.
But you're a journalist now. You have to, even if you are disgusted, you have to report the facts.
All right, the fact is,
what are Benny Blanco's? What are Benny Blanco's cheese? My mom texted me. Neither do I. But you know what? They're here to stand.
That's the thing. They're supportive.
My mom is here to stand. My brother's here to troll.
Of course. Which, by the way, if you ever see any sort of comment from Mike Steele on any of our content, just ignore it.
Just know.
Just know.
It's harmless.
It's harmless. And he's trying to get a rise out of you. And just ignore it.
And let me tell you, as someone who has known him for over 30 years, he does get a rise. He gets a rise no matter how long you know him.
I believe it.
There are still some days where I'm just like...
Even from across the country?
Across the country.
Wow, he's powerful.
He holds power.
He is a powerful young man.
I saw a companion this weekend, and it was like an adult Megan. I loved it.
Palmer, you don't own... I couldn't find any Band-Aids. I'm clodding it with a paper towel. Is that okay, Jeff? He's in the medical field. I just couldn't find any before the show started. I promise after we're done podcasting, I will go get some Band-Aids. Also, the Band-Aids I knew we had, like the adhesive wasn't good, So
what adhesive is way too good? The waterproof Band-Aids, where it's like a very thin, clear... thing outside and just like a little dot where it covers the wound.
Yeah.
Those things stay on you forever.
That's fine.
To a point where it's just like, okay, it's been a long time. I need this off of me.
Yeah.
And you can't get it off, and it's very scary. You have stereotypes in me. I'm not a troll. I'm just honest.
Okay. Super glue? I don't want super glue. That doesn't seem... put super glue on my...
Super glue on your Band-Aid?
I don't think that's a good idea.
No.
Oh, doesn't sound like a good idea.
Redheads don't fuck with that.
Because our skin is so sensitive. XOXO.
Everyone explain to my mom. A troll mother is someone on the internet who just like says things just to like get people excited or angry. Or
to get a reaction.
Get a reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my phone is blowing. They're all talking.
This is what I'm saying. If you turned on your "I'm busy, I'm working,"
do
not disturb.
No, because the thing that annoys me about the do not disturb aspect is that if you're texting them and they text you, you also don't get a buzz.
What do you mean? I don't. You're saying versus someone just texting you out of the blue.
If their do not disturb is on and they text you, you don't get a buzz.
If their do not disturb,
or at least that's what I've found with my phone.
I don't know that that's. We'll test it. That doesn't sound right to me. But.
That's what's happened to me.
You just keep pressure on it. You're not in the wilderness. No need to super glue it. LOL. Okay, great.
We didn't learn anything from Gorilla Glue, girl.
See, I won't be doing that. The family convo in this live is getting me. I mean, all the steals are coming together.
How many people are here? 60?
Hey, we love it.
We love
60, 64. We love that you're here. Thank you for, waiting to watch The White Lotus. That's all we ask.
None of you know that Matthew had Do Not Disturb on for like 2. I know. I had Do Not Disturb on by accident. And my brother was like, you have Do Not Disturb on. And I was like, gross.
I love it.
Oh, I hate it.
I have it on a timer for like my day job work days. It's like if you text me between 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, I won't receive
we are fully aware that you do not like responding to text.
I do respond to text, but
He's gotten much better.
Thank you.
As the decades have rolled on.
But it's also like the expectation that someone responds immediately. I'm never going to.
Sure, but I'm not expecting immediate.
What time frame are you expecting?
I mean, it's like when you. I mean, I can understand like not being able to respond when you see it, but like. Within I don't know, it depends on the text, like a timely fashion. Like if I need to know something within the next, 5 hours, within the next 5 hours.
But
it's a little hard for him, I guess.
I'll get to it when I get to it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Can't make any promises.
Okay. Should we start recording
Let's start recording.
shindig before you bleed out?
I mean,
all right.
I mean, the dots are getting less bloody.
They are getting less bloody.
I love that.
Yeah. Different paint strokes here.
Yes, okay.
Oh, where's the swift capture? Oh.
Close it and open it back up.
Oh, no. Oh, this is such a... I'm making him do this while he's bleeding, guys.
I know. Look what you've done. Okay, there you go.
Okay.
All right.
All right, guys. If this podcast ends early, just know it's because I had to drive Matt Palmer to the emergency room because... Right when I arrived, he was overcome with a sudden case of stigmata.
Oh, my God.
And he started bleeding on his hand, and it has not stopped.
I cut my hand somehow. I went on a hike today, so possibly in the wilderness outside.
And your skin decided to kill you. It was like, we will not do this ever again. We will choose to die.
It was just one of those things where it's like, generally, if you get a cut anywhere, you like feel it. Like, pain, to quote Madonna, pain is a warning that something's wrong. I feel and felt no pain. Like, but I just see the blood, and it keeps rising up. And not to gross anybody out. Sorry if you are squeamish about that. But yeah, I didn't have any good Band-Aids. I couldn't find any Band-Aids before the show started. And I couldn't, like the last time I got a Band-Aid here, the adhesive wasn't great. So after this podcast, I'm going to go to CVS, pick up some Band-Aids.
If you're still bleeding after an hour and like 10 minutes.
I bet you I will be.
That will be insane.
I'll show you. We'll see.
You need to take iron.
I take everything I need to take.
That's what does it, right? That's what clots blood, right?
We're not doctors.
Okay.
This isn't two gay doctors, darling. I only know what I know. Okay. I'll do a little ad here.
Oh, please.
Some of you will get an ad. Some of you will not. We love you both equally.
My brother says I don't have anything interesting to reveal.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know any Matt Steele secrets, really. You're not a secretive.
Oh, I tell people.
No, it's more like if there's like a person in the orbit, I'm not to say. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wow, when my family's fucking watching.
No, but I'm not saying that there is, but I'm saying hypothetically in the past, there have been times where we've sat down here and there's been a person in the orbit and I've been told, you better not say anything. I'm like, okay, jeez.
Mike Steele is the real diva of the family. You have no idea.
Oh my God. And that's the thing is like, sure, we're sitting here on a podcast. I would say for both of us, we're the less traumatic of our siblings.
The funny thing is, like, everyone who knows me, especially out here, is just like, oh, Matt Steele is so type A. He's so type A. He's so type A. I am by far the most type B person in my family.
I believe that.
Well, actually, my stepfather, he's loosey-goosey, easygoing and everything. And my grandfather was very easygoing and everything. So I was always told I take after like him and everything.
Yeah.
But people out here are just like, Matt Steele is so type A. And I'm just like, you don't know. Michael Steele. Okay.
Would you like to start or would you like me to start?
Sure, I'll start.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another Two Gay Matts, the podcast. It is Matt Steele.
It's Matt Palmer. Sorry, my phone just fell.
Oh, so if you heard a little clink, it's because Matt Palmer was moving his hand, which he shouldn't be doing because that's what making the blood like pump even more.
It's fine. How are you doing, Matt Steele? How was your week?
It was good because you want to know what we did this week? We were podcasters this week. We didn't just podcast for our little stupid selves. We did a podcast. We were guests on a podcast, a wonderful podcast with some wonderful people. We talked about a topic that I had no knowledge of, and I feel like I didn't make a fool out of myself.
You did a beautiful job, and I'm sure if you are a person who likes Housewives, you've heard of this podcast. It's called Bitch Sesh. It is by Casey Wilson, Danielle Schneider, two incredible comedians, and we were lucky enough to be guests on their show this week. And like, I listened to several podcasts, but you know, every year when you do your Spotify Wrapped, there has not been a year that Spotify Wrapped has existed. That Bitch Sesh has not been in my top 5. So I'm not still like, yeah, I'll watch Housewives for a week. I'll go on this show and like whatever. I like couldn't sleep the night before. I was like, okay.
This was Matt Palmer's dream come true, guys.
Truly. And I was like, okay, I want them to know that I listen, but I didn't want them to think I was like a freak, you know, like a stalker or something. So I was like, yeah, Danielle, I'm from Atlanta too. But that was kind of the only like really hint I dropped that like, oh, I've listened to every episode of this. But yes, it was Danielle was our host that was there because Casey's in, I think, New York for the SNL 50.
SNL 50th extravaganza.
SNL alum. And so we had a lovely other gay Matt McConkey, who was the co-host with Danielle, and it was such a joy. We reviewed Beverly Hills that was on this week and Summer House that premiered this week, and it just was like such a lovely moment. It was like, I mean, if you think of your favorite podcast, imagine going on the Big Brother podcast that you listen to every, 5 seconds. It just was like
to dissect every detail that you want to dissect about the people, about these people who I was watching and I was like, I didn't know there was so much to dissect here.
I had like a whole, I was scrolling on my phone to get through my notes. Especially the Beverly Hills episode, there was a lot going on. Sutton visited Augusta, Georgia to visit her mom, Reba, and there was just a lot in that relationship to dissect.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
And so it was very, very fun. Yes. It's crazy because, last week I had people reaching out to me about like the Super Bowl thing. Yeah. This week I had the most random people reaching out to me being like, you were on Bitch Sesh? Right. My friend Cecilia texted me. My friend Cecilia does not watch anything Bravo. Texted me and was just like, oh my God, you were on Bitch Sesh? I listen to Bitch Sesh all the time. And I'm just like, you don't watch anything Bravo related. And she's like, I don't care. I love like Casey Wilson and Danielle and everything. And so I just listen to them. And I'm just like, you listen to this whole podcast about like dissecting Bravo's the world. Right. And so, very cool. Good for them for getting an audience. I mean, I guess it's kind of like my mom listening to this podcast.
Exactly. She's like, I don't know what's happening.
I don't know what's happening, but I love my baby boy.
Yes.
I had my friend from elementary school, Jason, who is a heterosexual man married to a woman, messaged me on Instagram. He's like, yo, you were on Bitch Sesh? Me and my wife listen to Bitch Sesh all the time. Like the craziest thing. So, congratulations. It was a wonderful time. I had a good time because Matt Palmer sent me a list of homework of things to watch.
Yes.
The Potomac finale, the most recent episode of Beverly Hills, and Summer House. Also, the 30-minute video of Karen Huger's DUI, which was my favorite.
That was your favorite piece of television.
When I tell you, I said on the podcast, normally when I watch a YouTube video, I have gotten to a point where I speed it up to 1.5 speed because I watch like a bunch of things and I'm like, I need to get through a lot of these in the day, so I need to speed it up. But this, I slowed it down to 1. I kept it on the neutral because I was like, I need to get every moment here.
It's just, if you haven't seen it, it is truly the wildest thing you've ever seen. But I just want to thank them again for having us. And I will say, Matt Steele, as someone who's coming in as not a Housewives person, did a great job, jumped in right where he needed to.
Yeah, I was very much a friend of going in, but I think next season I might be full-time cast member.
Hey, unless you tie yourself too closely to Bailey on Summer House, who is...
Listen, justice for Bailey on Summer House.
Out of that show.
She was being buried in that edit, and I just felt for her because, it must be so disappointing to think like, guys, I'm going to be a main character on this show. She knew?
She's not in the cast photo. There's a housemate who we didn't even see named Imral, who I assume replaces her. She's not in the cast photo. She's not in any press. Like, she's not on the show.
All right, when we interview her for our journalism,
we love you, Bailey. I hope you're well.
If she reached out and was like,
"Can
I be?"
No,
I'll interview her myself.
Fine,
I'll sit her on my green couch.
This is like if you wanted to interview Farrah from Destiny's Child. We need a line. At some point, it's just like no.
We don't know if Bailey's a Farrah.
I know. I know, but long story short, it was just a wonderful moment. And thank you so much to Casey and Danielle and Matt McConkey for having us. Did you do anything else this weekend?
I did. My friend Derek had a Valentine's Day party for all of his single friends.
That's fun.
And, a little Valentine's Day party where we got together at his place, ate some food, and played a lot of Jackbox TV. And girl, you know how I don't do a game.
Of course.
But when I do a game, sometimes, if I know that I'm doing well, I lean in.
Okay.
And so we played like 4 Jackbox TV games. I won 3 out of 4 of them.
Oh my God.
And there is a Jackbox TV game, I forget what it's called, that's very Big Brother-esque. And when I tell you, I was running around everyone was seated for this, sitting on their little single asses, and I was running around, and I was just like forming alliances, and I was like, okay, we need to get together and we need to go after this person. Like, I was putting in the work, and I'm so proud that I won that one.
The alien one,
No, it wasn't the alien one.
Okay.
No, it was more like Big Brother-y.
Okay, that one's more Traitors-y, the alien one.
The alien one is Traitors-y.
Yeah.
But which I won last, because we played that one last time I went to his place as like a party. I won that one, and I was an alien. So yeah, we did that. It was very fun, and I met a friend there named Elijah, and the topic of Taylor Swift came up. And of course, I hurled out all of the, Taylor Swift analysis that we hurl out weekly on the podcast. And he had his own opinions and everything. And we were, debating the.
Did he agree with us?
We agreed on some things, disagreed on others and everything. And we, both discovered that we were both writers, and he was like, "Oh, I need to send you my script, my treatment for the Getaway Car music video." And I was like, the Getaway Car music video that will probably never happen. And he's like, yeah, I conceptualized one and I wrote out a full thing. It's inspired by this. And so he sent it to me and I have yet to read it. And I'm just like, you know what? That's a fan.
I love fashion. Because the thing is, a lot of people wear Swiftie as oh, I'm a collector and she's so cool and I'm a part of this community.
No, he's a worker.
When you have written a treatment for a music video that's never going to exist, you're a fan.
Listen, Taylor's version Reputation is coming out, I'm sure. Yes. And the fans love Getaway Car.
Some do, yeah.
They love Getaway Car. To me is a solid pop song. I would happily leave it on the album, but people act like it's all too well level of importance. And it's guys, let's not. But if she were to do a 10-minute version of Getaway Car, this could be the music video for it.
Could he make a treatment for New Year's Day? Because I would love to see that music
video.
But
the thing with New Year's Day is the simplicity and the succinctness of it is kind of the appeal, So I don't know if I need a 10-minute version. I mean, if it's great, then I'll gladly.
I don't need 10 minutes, but I need a video. Yeah, I want a video.
Well, I could call him up, be like, "Hey, dude, can you write a real quick treatment for this? We can send it to Taylor's people, see if she says yes."
Yeah.
How we find Taylor's people to pitch this to, I don't know. But we'll see.
I love that. For me, since you didn't ask,
listen, you are bleeding, and that is the news of your week.
That is not the only news of my week, but it is a big part. Okay. So after Thursday was Bitch Sesh Day. So after that happened and I came down from Cloud 9, Friday was Valentine's Day. And so that was lovely to celebrate with Jackson. It was our, I guess, officially 6th Valentine's Day because we started dating in January of 2019. So I don't think he was my Valentine by the February, Day. It was he was still dating other people. I probably was still dating other people. Well, sure. So we weren't exclusive. So, but it's been many years. And so we went to a happy hour at a place in Glendale that we'd never been to before. And we were like, oh gosh, I hope we can get a seat. It's probably going to be so crazy in there for Valentine's Day. There were 3 other couples and us, nice. And we were sitting there at the bar, and it was just lovely. We had a couple of drinks, and we did dry January and had been drinking less this year, and so now if I have a drink and a half, I'm like, what?
No, you were plastered for. Now, were you Karen Huger?
I was not. No, because I took a lift.
Good for you.
I took a freaking lift. We lifted back home, and then we lifted to Sugarfish, which is
You always love Sugarfish.
Love Sugarfish, especially because now we finally figured out how to sign up for the if you come here, you have the rewards program. So if I come there on my actual birthday, I get a free Trust Me, which is the whole 7-course meal of sushi.
Oh, that's a whole free 7-course.
I know.
Oh, so that's a punch card I need.
And you only need to go one time during the year, not on your birthday. So I'm like, okay, the next time we're gonna go, it will be April. The thing is that makes it hard. It has to be your birthday exactly. So I have to go back on.
Well, April. That's the only time I celebrate my birthday,
and that is not the only time I celebrate mine. So on April 29th of this year, I need to be back at Sugarfish so we can get a Trust Me for me. That'll be free, and for him, that'll be full price. But then it's half off for both of us.
Sure.
And that'll be a beautiful thing. And so we did that, and that was a lovely celebration. And then
did you tell each other you loved each other?
Yeah, but we don't just.
Did you do a blood oath?
We didn't do a blood. I mean, I guess I could now. Shit.
Jackson, come here. Bring a knife.
Right. No, but it was a lovely Valentine's Day. It was so lovely to celebrate. He is a wonderful partner, a wonderful person, and so yeah. And then yesterday we went to an art show with our friends Joe and Tim and some of their friends, and it was an art show to benefit victims of the LA fires, and so it was great to support there. I didn't buy an art piece because they were, a little pretty penny,
Sure.
And I'm a little, I don't have thousands of dollars to throw around.
Of course, yes. You're leaning into the punch card lifestyle of I'm getting this free meal on my birthday.
Exactly, but we did get some wine there, and that money for the wine went to the LA Fire fund as well, and so that was lovely. And we went over there and played some games and chatted up, and I was up so late. And me, I at this stage of my life, I'm like, if it's 12:30, even on a weekend, love to be asleep.
Oh.
And Jackson is a night owl and it's like, oh, it's Saturday and it's a long weekend because it's President's Day tomorrow. And so I think we left that house at 1:30 in the morning, and I was just like,
oh, girl, that's nothing.
That is so much.
You are a homosexual in your somewhere in your 30s, and therefore you are in your prime.
I think my prime has passed as far as staying up late goes, because it was because also I've been in my spell of I wake up by accident at 7:30.
Oh, you are that type of person.
And so tonight, today I've been like kind of sleepwalking through the day. I'm going to take a sleeping pill tonight so I can get a full 8 hours because I need a good 8, at least a good 7. And I got like, according to my watch, 5 hours and 30 minutes.
Oh no,
not enough.
But you got that weighted blanket.
I know. I thought that was the fix. It's helped, but some days
your body got used to it.
Maybe it's okay.
It's okay.
But,
you're doing what you can.
We're all doing the best things that we can.
I know. Something else I did this week. I went and I was a guest speaker at my friend Lauren's class.
Oh wow!
About marketing through communications or whatever. Because she was like, "You were just in a Super Bowl commercial. Let's analyze your commercial.
Wow.
And talk about like how it was marketed and everything. And then we can also talk about like for your consideration campaigns at the Oscars and everything. So I felt very intelligent. We also talked about marketing for 2 Gay Mats and everything. So I plugged the channel. I was like, "Hey guys,
come on, youths! Hopefully, some college age kids would be interested in whatever the hell we're doing here. Please. You never know."
I opened my mouth and they were just like, "This old hag.
Who's this old queen?
This old queen." I think I brought up Facebook at some point, and you could tell just like their eyes glazed over.
It's so funny because I'm rewatching 30 Rock right now, and I think I'm in season 4. And one of the storylines is Alec Baldwin's love interest is Julianne Moore, and they play 2 people who went to elementary school together and like have connected on their version of Facebook. They call it YouFace, which is funny. But the young girl in the office is like teaching him how to do Facebook because like at 2007 time we were still there. We cared about that, and now it's like, man. This could not feel more dated because no one cares about Facebook. That is our age or younger, especially younger, but even our age. Yeah. No one cares.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, I feel like even the people who still like really post on Facebook, it's not like a source of excitement really for them at this point. I feel like it's just sort of like a source of just like, well, this is what I have to do.
It's a habit.
Like, this is my habit, And my habit is still checking Facebook. Like I still check it. But sometimes I sit and I realize like I have not posted something in forever.
I don't even check it at this point.
Look at us.
I know. Should we jump into news for idiots?
Sure, but blood check.
Blood check. Hand? It seems like it's still going, but slowly.
Peeking through.
Slowly, yeah.
It's very cute.
This is the newest.
I'm surrounded by bloody paper towels.
It's okay. The BAFTAs occurred.
Oh.
And Conclave won Best Film. The Brutalist won Best Director and Actor. And both of those films won 4 awards each. I did see that I saw Mikey Madison won for Best Actress, which I thought was very exciting.
Yeah.
But Honora also won what? Best Screenplay?
Won Best Screenplay as well. The supporting awards went to, the predicted Kieran Culkin for Real Pain and Zoe Saldana for Amelia Perez.
Yeah.
Amelia Perez won International Feature. It was an exciting BAFTAs because a lot of people, Honora has been gaining steam and traction. It won the WGA award for screenplay yesterday, and Nickel Boys won the adapted writing WGA award. But so a lot of people were like, okay, Honora's like surging. It's surging in popularity, but it seems like Demi Moore is still the front runner for the substance. It seems like Demi Moore is still the front runner for the substance. So this Mikey Madsen win nothing excites a sad little homosexual more than an exciting
I wouldn't refer to you as a sad little homosexual.
It depends on the time of day.
Okay.
But nothing excites us more than an actress race of some kind where you don't know what's going to happen. So this adds a little more suspense. So we have a race there. We have an official race in Best Director now. It's very much when Sean Baker won the Directors Guild Award last weekend, people were like, oh, I guess he's the front runner for director. No, as I said in last week's podcast, Brady Corbet is very much still in it for The Brutalist. So it's there's a little bit of a race there. And Best Picture, guys, I don't know what's happening because for so long, it's been between 4 films, and so far each one has won a major televised award.
Wow.
Conclave for Picture, for BAFTA, Honora for Critics' Choice, and Amelia Perez for Golden Globe Comedy, The Brutalist for Golden Globe Drama. So, and for SAG Awards, which are the next and last televised award ceremony before the Oscars, I feel like Wicked is actually going to win the SAG Award for Best Ensemble. So who knows what's going to win Best Picture? I'm excited.
That's very exciting. Yeah. I mean, I was reading through. Conclave is a British film, correct? So do the BAFTAs kind of
lean?
They
do love leaning into that a little bit.
Just wondering.
They have a British aesthetic.
I understood.
But Mikey Madsen, I feel like doesn't necessarily fit that British aesthetic, kind of. So that was a very big surprise, I feel, especially for the BAFTAs. I think people were predicting if she were to win at some place, it would be like the Critics' Choice Awards, because she did win a bunch of Critics Awards throughout this season. So maybe that means that there's a lot of traction for her. I don't know. The good thing with all the leading actress nominees this year is every single one of them. This is the first time in 50 years that all the leading actress nominees are also in Best Picture nominees. So the voters will have seen all of their films. So they all have that going for them. So we'll see. I'm excited. It's a lovely little awards season. I mean, there are dark parts. There are parts that have gone wrong.
And I have to keep skipping her
stories. And we have to keep skipping those stories, guys.
Would you say Demi is still the favorite over Mikey Madsen, or do you think it's neck and neck?
I do think Demi Moore is still the favorite. Okay. I do think she has a little bit more going for her, just in terms of, if putting performances aside, there's so much that goes into like getting votes to win an Oscar than just performance. I think she maybe has a little more. It depends on, obviously the voters' taste performance-wise and everything, but they're both excellent. It's just sort of the narratives that the for-your consideration campaigns are doing are very different. Like Demi Moore, it's very much like she's a vet.
Right.
Like everyone knows Demi Moore. Everyone loves her. She's had this huge career. It would be wonderful to top it off with suddenly like a huge critically acclaimed performance. That's very exciting. But Mikey Madsen's campaign is very much just like, look at this young new starlet. She's so exciting. She's going to be the next up and coming big thing. Isn't this exciting? And Honora is now sort of being their sort of whole campaign is now sort of campaigning itself as the little movie that could. Like all of their for your consideration posters are now like vote your heart, like those types of things.
I love it.
So that could work. Who knows? Who knows?
We'll see how it goes. But good news on the movie front. Female actors finally achieved parity with men as leads in the top grossing films of 2024. This comes from Deadline.com that there was a World Report, Celluloid, Man's World. It's a Man's World report. 42% of the 100 top grossing films domestically had female protagonists, while another 42% had male protagonists. Of the remainder, 16% featured ensembles. I just like to share some good news from time to time. Because that's like, isn't that what it should be? Like, there are more women in the world than men. So why are the men always the leads of these top grossing movies year after year? And it seems like achieving parity is a good thing.
Do you think it's because gays go to movies a little more? Do you think it's because, like, if men go to movies, it's mostly homosexual?
I mean, it could be that. You never know.
You never know. I think that's exciting. And if something like Honora wins Best Picture, that's very exciting because it is so shockingly rare that a protagonist of a Best Picture winner is a female.
Really?
And it's truly, I think there's only like 3 examples of the 2 main characters in a Best Picture winner being female. Like it is, it's rough out there, guys.
Hey, so maybe now I'm rooting for Wicked. Number 4.
I know it would make history, guys.
That would be historic. Euphoria, there's been a lot of news about a show that like I did watch, but it's been so long that I've mostly forgotten it. Of course, and unsurprisingly, it looks like this is going to be its 3rd and final season.
Sure.
This season barely occurred, so it does not surprise me that this is likely the final season. I believe there's going to be a time jump, which means unfortunately Storm Reid and the actress that played Zendaya's mom are not going to be in this upcoming season. And like, if you watch the show, some of the most, like there's an episode I believe in season 2 that is essentially a bottle episode with Rue and her family, and that's Zendaya's character's name. And they're both so incredible, so they're going to be very missed this upcoming season. But there are a lot of new actors joining the cast, including pop sensation Rosalia.
I love her.
Marshawn Lynch, who is a former, I assume, football player who was in Bottoms and was hilarious as
great.
the gym teacher. Kadeem Harrison. And a lot of people are coming back that we know and love from the show, like Jacob Elordi, Hunter Schafer. Apparently, Dominic Fike is coming in for a little bit, according to Variety. And there are talks that even Sharon Stone is in talks for Euphoria season 3.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's happening except for the fact that they're actually making it, which is wild.
I think that's lovely because when a show is like really, really great, it's always so sad when there's not like a nice bow to tie us out at the end.
Exactly.
You know?
Yes.
So it's always sad when a show, and that's why I don't really get into like TV shows because I'm like, this could just end. This could just end.
Are you caught up on Handmaid's Tale? Speaking of
no, I'm not.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm not.
They just announced its final season. So
yeah.
At least it has an end in sight.
Hey, I hope they win. I hope they're successful.
It's just, I feel like, I assume now it must be even less. Like easy to swallow this as like a fictional world when you look at the news.
I mean, when I first started watching it, it was very like triggering.
Really?
Ooh. Yeah, it's like weird seeing movies like this and like TV shows like this. Oh, like I'm still here. Like I'm still like shook by the content of that and how much I like it. It's like, oh, you think of like a country that's like under like a fascist regime, like dictatorship, or like military regime, and you're just in your head you think like, oh, this is so impossible, this would never happen today. But seeing like a representation that feels so like, oh, this very much looks like a possibility. Like I'm still here. It's just like this looks like it just feels so real. You know, it's horrifying, and I wish us all the best.
And did you ever watch the Sebastian Stan movie that
A Different Man?
A Different Man?
Which one? The Apprentice?
The Apprentice.
I have not seen The Apprentice yet. That's the last movie I have to see until I've seen like everything.
Yeah, just speaking of triggering films.
I'm sure I'll be very triggered by that.
Right, absolutely.
But I did see A Different Man, and that was great.
I love that.
Yeah.
I say this every year.
I know, like clockwork.
Like clockwork,
guys.
it is another year, which means Mariah Carey is nominated for the 2025 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm very excited that she is there. There are many other artists, including Soundgarden, Fish, Outkast, Cyndi Lauper, The Black Crowes, Bad Company, Joe Cocker, Chubby Checker, Billy Idol, Joy Division, and I love them all. I hope they all have the White Stripes. Such talents.
Yes.
Put Mariah in.
Mariah Carey is the Glenn Close of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame at this point.
And the thing is, it's only been 2 years, I think, that she's actually been nominated, but she's been eligible for such a long time. Last year, she was eligible alongside Mary J. Blige and I believe Cher, and that they both got in and Mariah did not. So I just need, if you are somehow on the voting committee, vote Mariah this year. It's like when Cowboy Carter won. Oh, which, by the way, I got Cowboy Carter tickets. I should have mentioned it up top.
I thought that was going to be your giving me moments.
No, I have a different one, which is much more dated, but whatever. I got Cowboy Carter tickets, and it was terrifying, and dynamic pricing is the devil.
How much are you going to say? Are you going to be brave and tell the world?
I will say I paid more money for worse seats.
All right.
So, I mean.
Proud of you.
It's not the best, but the thing is, it was like the best thing outside of Bitch Sesh that happened to you last week was being a Super Bowl commercial.
Sure.
And the thing you're most proud of, the thing I'm most proud of outside of Bitch Sesh was me getting Cowboy Carter tickets, because it was just a fight to the death, and especially because I was buying for 4 people.
Yeah.
And so you click on it, you put it in your cart, and it's like, ooh, these tickets actually have already been bought since you tried to put them in your cart. Ooh, actually the price has doubled since you put them in your cart.
Insane.
Like, I don't know what's up with Ticketmaster. I know Joe Biden was trying to do things to get the fees down, to hopefully. I just think we need to get rid of dynamic pricing altogether. It is the devil. It is ruining me and my wallet. But I'm excited to go. I'm a big fan.
What date are you going?
I'm going on May 1st. So it's like a birthday present for me.
Yeah, sure. It's close to your birthday.
And I think she's the first date is the 28th. So we're the second show of the whole tour.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, so that's going to be very exciting. But I wish our seats were better. We are in like a high level, but at least we're the front row of that high level.
Oh, you're front row? Oh, that's all.
Well, we're not front row.
You're close to front. Okay.
We're front row of that level.
Of that level.
Yes,
of course.
yes,
But front row of a level is good.
It's good. So that is good. There won't be like heads bopping in front of us.
You will be the heads bopping.
But we're in the sky. Like, I'm basically taking a Delta flight
but I
to
feel
the
like, isn't that how God watches Beyonce?
I mean, but I bet he gets some up close shots too. Everybody's like, okay, cut, get a good cut.
Sure.
So yeah, I'm excited for it. Yeah, and I was in the Beehive presale. I heard that the Verizon presale was a little easier. The prices were a little less crazy.
Whatever.
But
Moral of the story: vote Mariah for the Rock and Roll.
Yes, vote Mariah for. I don't know how I got on Beyonce, but yes, vote Mariah.
How many people get in a year?
It seemed between 5 and 7.
All right. Well.
I hope this is Mariah's year. I would like good things to continue happening because bad things happened for too long.
Sure.
Pete Davidson got all his tattoos removed.
Yeah.
Do you find him more or less attractive? Because I know he was he's someone you find attractive in general.
Yeah, I find him like charming. I mean, I've never met the guy, but like the thing is, I can see like why women are charmed by him if his personality is what I imagine his personality to be. I can't say I like follow Pete Davidson very closely, but a lot of people I feel like talk so much shit, and I'm kind of just like, guys, you can tell he's like fun and I think he's like cute and like has a good body.
Pre or post tattoo removal, which are you choosing?
I do love a tattoo moment. I do love a tattoo moment, but he looks great in these pictures. I will say, like the body looks great and everything. But I do love a tattoo moment. But I guarantee you, I would. If I don't know. I need to meet him, I guess.
I guess we got to set that up.
I got to be his next girlfriend.
All right. I look forward to seeing how that's going to work.
Everyone thinks I have this giant crush on Pete Davidson.
I didn't say giant. I just said. But
I'm just like, I get it. Yeah. You know?
Historically, you'd spoken up for him. And so I just wanted to see how you felt.
It's like Bailey in Summer House.
Oh, my God. It's not like Bailey.
How I'm just like, you know what? Give her a chance.
It's different because there are people who are like, oh, Pete Davidson, I get it. You're the only person alive who's like, Bailey's a star.
I never said Bailey was a star.
That's what I heard.
All I said was, I feel like in Summer House, in that first episode that you made me watch, I feel like it's sad. I feel bad that she's getting buried in this edit. And who knows? As a Big Brother fan, I am intrinsically skeptical of edits because Big Brother, you see how the sausage is made.
Right.
You see everything that actually happened in the house, and you see how they can get buried in an edit in the actual show.
Right.
So when everyone is like, oh, this Bravo show, they must have been so boring, so they didn't make the edit. And it's kind of just like, well, you're not 100% sure of that. Give Bailey a chance.
We don't have live streams. But the thing is, if there was any Bravo show that like live streams would work, it's Summer House, because half of the shots are just like cameras in the corners of their bedroom.
Yes, exactly. So it would be more exciting if it was a like live stream type thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that you're just bringing up Summer House on your own. Like the day I never thought would come. I mean, you brought up Bailey by yourself.
I will be bringing up this singular episode I have seen.
I think Steele's plugged in.
That's it.
Steele's the new Bravo girlie.
I can't say I'm going to keep following, but I wish them all the best. I hope they're having a good time and that they're getting paid well and treated well by Andy Cohen.
Between Potomac finale and the Beverly Hills of the past week, which episode did you prefer?
They're different.
Yeah.
I think overall, I was a little more invested in the Beverly Hills situation in that episode because, it was a little dramatic. Yeah. And so I was holding on to those stories a little bit. Potomac, though, the highs of like the high at the end, it was the season finale.
It was.
So, the dog fashion show and then the smoke bombs go off and the dogs poop everywhere and Karen Huger throws up in the or like acts like she's throwing up in the garbage can. That was very funny. But the thing with that is it's kind of just like, why did you cut the episode right when it was getting really fun? Like, this is the most exciting part of the episode. Why are you cutting it?
They didn't shoot much after that. They were just like, okay, camera's down. We got it. We don't talk about this person. And I just want to remind us all, Kanye West has officially been dropped by his talent agent. He's been doing horrible things for so long. In the past week, he's done something that is so fucking deplorable. Oh, yeah. I don't bear to repeat it. I'm sure you've seen it on your Instagram stories or whatever. This is a person we need to stop discussing in every facet of our lives. I feel like we did for a long time. He hopped back on Twitter, started making headlines again. I think he's gone from Twitter now. So hopefully that's the last we hear of him. His clothes are ugly. His music's been bad for 10, 20 years. He is a terrible person who does terrible things. Let's stop talking about him as a culture. All right? All right.
I have not said a word.
All right. Anna Kendrick says she doesn't hate Blake Lively.
We love it when people don't hate each other.
She has no drama with Blake Lively, but is quote unquote upset.
Okay, so she is. It's giving like parents being like, I'm not mad, I'm disappointed.
She's just upset by online negativity surrounding their upcoming Simple Favor.
Okay, she's upset about the optics of her movie, which makes, if I was Anna Kendrick, I would be pissed as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, that's neither here nor there. I think Paul Feig just jumped in to defend Blake, but we've also kind of been off the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni train for several weeks. But it keeps going and going, doesn't it?
Everyone's like, this proves this, this proves this. And I'm just like, I don't know. Are we really that invested?
I'm not.
No shade. Are we really that invested in Blake Lively? Like, are we real? I never knew that people were so invested in her.
It's just,
no shade, great performance. The only thing I've really fully seen her in is A Simple Favor. So
I've never seen A Simple Favor.
It's great.
Okay.
It's a really fun movie,
Okay.
and Blake Lively is very good in it. But that's the only but I knew that she was in Gossip Girl. I knew she was in Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, which is a movie I've seen like half of, and it's good in that.
Yeah.
But I had no idea that people were so invested in all of this. I guess like the shipping of her and Ryan Reynolds, I think people are very much attached to as well. I don't understand shipping like famous people because they're not dating you. Like, so why do you care? The only shipping I can understand right now is Meryl and Martin Short. Because that's fun.
See that gif of, I don't know if it's a gif or a video of Meryl giving, I think the SNL 50 camera a finger sitting next to Martin Short. I like that.
Yeah. Get it,
I like
Meryl.
that. Yeah, outside of like no one should be sexually harassed at work and no one should be like buried on purpose in the press. That's kind of the end of my thoughts on this. Like, you can show me a million clips of Blake Lively being like kind of annoying.
Difficult.
And I'm like, she's allowed to be annoying. She's allowed to be tough to work with. She's allowed to be like weird in her texts. I don't know. But she should also be able to have a safe working environment. Issa Rae canceled a Kennedy Center event due to a certain president's takeover. And I just want to applaud her and say this is what we all should be doing in every way that we can. Anyone with a platform who can be, supporting or not supporting. You cannot support. Like Sheryl Crow put an Instagram up of her sending her Tesla back because she's like, fuck this guy, fuck Musk. And like, even if it's small shit like that, I like seeing people vocally and loudly object to what is going on in our country because it is horrifying. Lastly, Jay-Z's civil lawsuit was officially dropped by the accuser. I don't know much information about this, but we talked about when it came up. I thought it was important that we talk about that it was dropped.
Yeah.
So I hope that means it didn't happen and that we can move on. That's my hope. I wasn't there. I do not know. But
you will be at the Cowboy Carter.
I will be I will be high up at the Cowboy Carter tour on May 1st. Matt, is there any other news for idiots you want to tell the people?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, let's take a quick break and then be back with more 2Gay Mats, the podcast. I told you I'm still bleeding.
That's crazy.
See?
Interesting.
This is my life, man.
Interesting. All right. Well,
she became a topic to talk again after her rude interview resurfaced. That's fine. She's a +1 to Taylor and Ryan. Her proxy to people is really the only thing that makes her interesting. Also, great nose job. And again, no shade. But true, every time I look at it, I'm like, man, that's whoever did that did a beautiful job.
Good for everyone involved. I'm
absolutely
happy.
Do we talk about Hallie's long-awaited song? No, I haven't heard Hallie's new song, actually. But I hope it's good. We love Hallie here.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you feeling over there?
I'm worried about you.
Yeah, don't be worried. I just need a Band-Aid. What my plan is, I'm going to go to CVS, get some Band-Aids, put one on, go to Chipotle, get a bowl.
Great.
Come back home.
Can't miss the bowl.
Can't miss the bowl.
If you needed to, Game Matt's question, in honor of the White Lotus season premiere, if you were on the show, where would you want to take it to take place? In what extravagant way would you want to be taken out? We do need a question. So thank you, Isaac.
I love
for that. We need one more question. So
we got one question that's a one-line answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and we also got another question that you might find offensive.
Uh-oh.
But you'll find something to say.
I literally have been thinking about it all week. Because I'm like, how do I answer this in a way that's not that mean? Because don't come for her this way. What you're
in writing.
I'm glad you're reading it, not me. There will be something to say. It was beautiful, but too short. Oh, the new Hallie single? Okay. It's not much longer than the snippet. Oh, Lord. Okay. Well, I'm excited to listen to it. I guess it won't take long. I like her. She's so talented.
Hallie, she's great.
She's so talented. It's so beautiful. Did you guys see Gaga on Hot Ones? I saw that she was on Hot Ones, but I did not watch.
Did it come out?
It did come out. Oh. I think it came out late last week. But don't worry, because I've been streaming Abracadabra like nobody's fucking.
We've been doing the actual work.
Exactly.
That's the important thing, guys.
We want her to dethrone herself.
I know.
Die with a smile.
Yes, please.
Done. We're done with you, girl. We're done.
Kill, die with a smile. We should make White Lotus a reality show where one gets killed in the end.
That's funny.
That would be a fun reality show.
Yeah.
Gays competing who gets to be on White Lotus. I finally watched Wicked today, and my main takeaway is that Jonathan Bailey can have chemistry with absolutely anyone.
You're absolutely right. Love him.
She looks beautiful in her Valentine visual for the video too. Who does?
Hallie.
Hallie.
Yeah.
Happy Valentine's
She
Day.
always looks beautiful.
She married?
She has a baby.
Yeah.
And she was with her, the father of said baby for a while, but I think they broke up.
Okay.
I don't know if they ever got married.
Hero and Vision of Love. I recently listened. Obsessed. I cried to Hero because it's a song I really need. Oh, were you the one last week who was just like, I don't know what Hero is?
Oh, if so, I'm glad you heard it and I'm glad you enjoy it. Because that, again, in the 90s was her signature song.
Yes.
Bar none.
Yeah.
But isn't it weird that people don't?
It's like, what do people think is their signature song now? That's not All I Want for Christmas. That's not a Christmas song.
Like, that's not a Christmas song.
It is a Christmas song.
Yes, but it is the Christmas song. Okay.
Yes.
I would imagine there are people who think it's We Belong Together.
That's crazy. Like, We Belong Together was a big hit, but like, maybe it was just because I was more plugged in the 90s.
Right.
Whereas like in the mid 2000s, I was truly musical theater and musical theater only.
Right.
To me, Hero was everywhere.
I mean, We Belong Together was certainly number one longer than Hero.
Maybe it was also because like I was also a child.
Yeah.
And Hero, people of all ages, I guess, can relate to it. Whereas We Belong Together, I was kind of just like, what's this about? I don't know.
I mean, that means you weren't listening to it.
I wasn't.
Yeah, no, We Belong Together.
Well, I was also like a teenager who had never like dated anyone before, so it's like whatever.
That didn't matter to me. You know, I was into Waiting to Exhale at what? At 10?
Two Girls Will Always Be My Baby, Honey, and Fantasy Next. Sure.
Beautiful.
Your Abracadabra video was number 12 all time.
It is why, like, I'm so it's exciting when we get very excited about something and then people watch and enjoy it. But it is shocking because it's like, we just put that video up.
I know.
And it's like, man, whenever one of the shorts does well, I'm like, God, I have to keep making shorts.
What are we doing? Yeah.
Because it makes a difference.
For younger millennials and Gen Zers like myself, We Belong Together is what we know her for. I had no idea it was like that big of a hit until I met Matt Palmer. It's like finding out No Scrubs was bigger than Waterfalls or Creep.
It was.
Like, truly had no clue.
Yeah. I mean, but you also were very plugged in, not like in the early 90s. I don't know if like maybe pop music, R&B music, like you and Aaliyah were so close at that time. Like
random.
You were at the time very in. I don't know how that happened.
And I wasn't plugged into Aaliyah. I had her like on cassette.
And you dressed up as her for Halloween, or wanted to dress up for her.
Okay, when I say I was obsessed with Aaliyah, I was obsessed with Aaliyah for maybe like a month.
Hey,
like
that still counts.
It like wasn't like, I was like, oh, I need to keep, because it was because she was on all that.
I mean.
And I thought she was cool. And
yes.
I think my brother like asked for her cassette. My brother who has left the chat. And I just like listened to it. And by listen to it, I mean like I listened to like the first 3 tracks over and over again.
That's great.
Yeah. And I remember playing it for my uncle, and my uncle was like, okay.
And then you found the Red album.
Then I found it, and I was like, wait a minute.
And Aaliyah's back. We Belong Together.
This was also in 2021 or something when I found the Red album.
Hey,
but
worth it.
We Belong Together is the number 1 Billboard song of the 2000s. It is.
It is.
For younger millennials and Gen Z. Yeah.
What if All I Want for Christmas Is You becomes the song of the decade for the 2020s?
That'd be
and then
so
she
fucking
has
funny.
90s, 2000s, and 2020s song of the decade.
2010s Found Dead.
I know. I don't even know what it was. Probably. I don't know what it was. What was the biggest song of the decade in the 2010s?
Old Town Road. I mean, it was.
Yeah. What year was that? 2019.
That was 2018.
Let's see. Biggest. It's also weird to think. I mean, obviously, just we're getting old, but like, there have been 2 full decades in the 2000s already.
I know. I don't
Biggest
want to talk about
song of the decade.
Maybe I'm popular opinion, but I prefer Don't Forget About Us over We Belong Together. We don't know if Mariah disagrees.
She always is like, I told you guys not to forget about it, and you did.
Yeah.
I think I like Don't Forget About Us.
Matt Palmer, I think you need to force Matt Palmer into seeing Kiss of the Spider Woman. Oh, was there a question? Matt Palmer's absolutely seeing Kiss of the Spider Woman this year. Like an Oscar contender Kander and Ebb musical. Yeah, it's happening.
Okay, all right. It might be Uptown Funk.
Sure, like overall, yeah. Uptown Funk feels appropriate.
Yeah. Played at every wedding.
For like the biggest song.
It's like behind a paywall, but if I quickly click go, you can kind of sing Party Rock Anthem is number 2.
Party Rockin', okay. Ooh. Early 2000s.
And then Shape of You.
Oh, yeah. Number 3. That did last a long time.
I never got that song. Like, why?
I liked it.
It's okay, but I like
that Ed Sheeran phase, man. People were in.
And they turned on him really quickly.
They did, and I'm kind of like, why?
I mean, yeah,
talented guy.
Yeah, you guys act like he's John Mayer or something.
Yeah, what did he do wrong? He didn't wrong anybody. Literally, honestly, seems like the nicest guy with a guitar.
Right.
Yeah.
The last Bruno collab came and went. I just finally listened to it in full and was shocked last night. He has a collaboration with Sexy Red entitled Fat, Juicy, and Wet.
Nice.
And it's about what you think it's about. It's just like, oh, Bruno, you were catching grenades. What happened?
All right.
Things changed.
Now Ed Sheeran performing on the sidewalks of India. Is he?
I don't know if that's true or not, but don't worry, that man will have money for the rest of his life.
He's
that
doing
man
well.
is going to be loaded forever.
Maybe he has more than Bruno because Bruno's in debt right now.
That's just a rumor. He's not in debt.
Who has more money, Bruno or Ed? That's
a good question. I mean, maybe at this point, Bruno.
Okay,
but it's not a world away. And I guess Ed maybe has written more songs for other artists that have been hits. So it's probably
Bruno's
close.
written a lot of songs for artists.
But like, outside of like what All I Ask, by
whoever wants to marry me, I'll gladly. Sure, let's do it.
You mean between Bruno and Ed?
Bruno, Ed, Pete Davidson, whatever. Let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
I think the lawsuit soured Ed Sheeran for some people. Bruno Mars in debt. Yeah, he was randomly performing on the sidewalk, and the police walked up and unplugged his speaker.
Hey, no permit, no play.
I guess that's the thing.
That's the thing.
They didn't care who he was. I bet that was supposed to be like, oh, we're gonna make this like viral video, and I'm like, didn't work out.
Not a viral video.
When you're huge in the 2010s, you try to think of viral videos. It was like and we love Kelly and we love Chemistry, but when she was running around doing like. Were they flash mobs or when she was just like singing in public places with people to promote Chemistry? And I was like, this is old. This is Glee.
You know, the height of that to me was just that No God music video by Drake, where he like the
I
music.
I didn't remember that.
It's not No God. God's Plan. No God is a Sam Smith song. God's Plan, where it's literally him just handing money out to random people on the street, and it's like the point of the music video is to have it be a viral thing. Instead of like actually focusing on the song.
Right, which is bad, I assume.
Well, yeah, but even if I did like the song,
right.
I would still just be like, what are we doing here? Yeah. Like, who would you choose, Matt Steele, out of the 3 folks you mentioned?
I'd pick Bruno.
Whichever one gives me the most attention. Whichever one is the most emotionally available. Because I love to talk. And so I love a guy who will listen to my stories, which I feel like might be Ed. I feel like Ed is a good listener.
The person you just described feels mostly like Ed. I feel like Bruno and Pete would want the spotlight more than you'd want them to have. But the thing is,
everybody's dating Pete, so like he must be a good boyfriend in some aspects. So maybe he is a great listener, and we just don't know.
Okay.
The pain on Steele's face describing this. God's Plan was rough time for me. That music, like. We're just handing money out to people. Like, I don't understand why people think something like that is a flex. To me, like, that's just the most obnoxious thing.
Yeah.
It just makes you so unlikable.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I was down to like Drake, but that video, I was kind of
turned your stomach a little.
Yeah. What's next for Lady Gaga?
After let her put out LG7, guys. We didn't have to decide what's next. Hopefully next is more music videos and more songs as good as Abracadabra.
Feature film, TV series? No. No. We're like, no, let's not.
You don't want that for her?
No, if she's putting out an incredible album next,
right?
Don't put out like season 32 of American Horror Story. I mean, something that I would gladly be on, but like, I'm not Lady Gaga.
What?
Yeah.
I just assumed.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, all white people just look alike to me. So.
Feature film, if it's a remake of Cabaret, it's just begging to be made with Lady Gaga, y'all.
Okay, all right.
And me as the MC.
Who would she be?
She would be Sally Bowles.
Oh, okay.
We need to get you to experience Cabaret in some aspect. So it would probably have to be when Lady Gaga is playing Sally Bowles.
Yes, then I would do it.
Oh, but Liza in Cabaret is just the definition of like, it's truly like the first time seeing that, it was like the same as seeing Britney Spears' Baby One More Time. It was just like, oh, this is the definition of a star.
Yeah.
Like,
drop your phone.
No.
pretty sure you did.
Did not.
I heard it fall to the ground. Tumble, some would say.
No, I heard nothing.
Yeah.
No. It was there the whole time.
Oh, yeah. It was just there.
I'm always going to be plotting for the Cabaret remake with Gaga. I mean, it just makes sense. Make it happen.
I can see Cabaret happening. She wants that Oscar in an acting category. Bad. She already has an Oscar anyways. That's still cool. Good for her.
Let's go Cabaret. One that's like more closely more in line with the stage version, because the movie is very different from the stage version.
Is it good?
It's revolutionary, but it is very different than the stage version. I watched Amelia Perez through a YouTube reaction, and it was interesting to say the least. Did they watch the whole movie or did they skip around?
They can't watch the whole thing on YouTube.
But you watched the movie split up in chunks.
That steals mad.
That makes no sense because they're just going to show the parts that get the biggest reaction, which are the bonkers, ridiculous parts.
Cabaret remake with Lady Gaga and John M. Chu directing, writing could be fun.
Oh, I love that.
I tried to get a ticket for Cowboy Carter tour, but the prices are insanely expensive. You are absolutely right. It was wild in there. I couldn't believe it. Liza's amazing Cabaret, but miscast. But still miscast. Do you agree?
Grace might think that Sally Bowles shouldn't be that amazing. There are some people who are like, Liza's miscast because she sings too well, and it's like, she's brilliant. Because Sally, it's supposed to be like a trashy cabaret setting. So like, and Sally Bowles is supposed to be like a performer at this little rinky-dink thing. Yeah. And so a lot of times it's cast with like someone who's like Natasha Richardson in the Broadway revival, not the best singer, but just like had that like grittiness and that like trashiness and like the desperation to be a star. Whereas Liza Minnelli is seriously just like, oh, this is the most talented person on the planet performing on this tiny stage. I understand that theory. I still say, no, it's brilliant.
Also, like we were saying at the beginning, if I don't care what the plot is, if the options are hire someone who is a good performer and singer in this movie musical.
Yeah, Matt Palmer's not about Sally Bowles that can't sing.
No, if you're singing in a musical that I'm supposed to be listening to, you better be able to sing. I don't care what it says. Also, remind me to talk about Drag Race because there's something that happened this week that was like, oh, this is steel.
Okay, so give me moments.
Not giving moments. We could do it even before the emails, just like a random note.
Okay, great.
Because my giving moments is specific. It's old timey.
We'll bring Alan coming back to play the MC. Get Toni Collette in there as Schneider. I feel like she's a little young to be Fräulein Schneider. I feel like, yeah, she's a little too young. Although by the time this gets made, who knows? Yeah, I ain't watching the whole of Amelia. But the thing is, like, they showed all the like worst parts. Like, there are truly fantastic parts in this movie. I swear. Renee Rapp, Selena Gomez, Lady Gaga, or Taylor Swift for the role of the Dazzler in the upcoming X-Men reboot Disney Marvel. Don't know who that is.
Don't know.
Don't
know what they're rebooting.
I feel like superhero people, y'all just are making shit up at this point. Y'all just whip new superheroes out of your asses and say they are the most famous superhero. And it's like, Dazzler? Never heard of that.
I just saw that Harrison Ford is Red Hulk.
Cool.
In the new Captain America.
Okay. And people are like, oh, yes, my favorite. I know. They didn't get the backstory of Dazzler correct. And it's like,
I mean, there are just so many comic books to go through. So I'm sure it's all real, but it's all like, we love everyone.
Let's not pretend they're all Batman.
And it's like, I'm never going to care. I'm going to watch the Black Panthers and call it a day.
And be like, this is cool. Yes. I'm happy everyone's having a good time.
Yeah.
El Mal is the only part of Amelia Perez I liked. Stunning part. Yeah. Should we
jump back in?
Should we jump back in?
Let's do it.
All right. Couple things. Matt Palmer. Blood check. Are you still gushing?
I mean, gushing is strong, but I did just get a new paper towel to put pressure.
You're still moist.
It's still happening.
I'm still happening. Yes. Still seeping. Well, it's nice to know your body's working, your heart is pumping.
Yeah.
Which is more than we can say for some people.
Absolutely.
Yes, but second thing, Matt Palmer, give us the ad.
Guys, thank you so much for listening to or watching the podcast. We really hope this podcast reaches as many people as possible. So if you enjoy us, make sure to go to your Spotify or your Apple podcast. Leave us a 5-star rating or review. Yes, we do only accept 5 stars because the criticism you have, you can keep to yourself. And if you really enjoy us, go to patreon.com/2gaymats. For as little as $5 a month, you can get extra bonus content from us so very regularly. On Tuesday, we will be uploading a reaction to a bunch of new songs, some from Ray, Lisa, and Doja Cat, Addison Rae, Selena Gomez's new song with Benny Blanco. And it's just a fun place to be. You can join the Discord, hang out with friends you haven't met yet, chit-chat with us all the live long day. It's a beautiful time.
And 3, Matt Palmer wanted to say something about
Drag Race. I did, because when I was watching the show, there's a drag queen who is the steal of the season, let's say.
Sure.
She's a lady who loves an old-timey reference.
Fan favorite, I'm assuming.
She's won 2 weeks in a row. And I think the fans like her. The other queens are mixed.
So like me, I will say fuck those other queens. We're not here to be friends.
Not there to be friends. But she is likable and like open to feedback, but they just like kind of pile on her for no reason. But whatever. This was the week where they do Snatch Game. Okay. And she is the one who loves an old-timey reference. And Snatch Game, you know Snatch Game, where they like do an impression, celebrity impression. Yeah. Guess who she chose to do? And she also walked in a way I think you would think and not say out loud. She's like, I, as the actor of the group, really want to win Snatch Game, and I walked in knowing like I think I'm going to do incredibly well, and like if I want to win any week, it is this week. Who did she portray in Snatch Game? I'll give you
old-timey. I'm going to say Barbara Stanwyck.
Great guess.
You don't know who the fuck that is.
I bet she sounds old-timey to me. Ellen Green. And I was watching it, and I was like, oh, my God. And it seemed, just from the little I know of Ellen Green, that the impression was impressive. And she's like, my characterization was amazing. There were no jokes. She was not funny enough. She did not get top 3.
Bitch, because Ellen Green doesn't need jokes. Okay, Ellen Green herself is the comedy. She is the comedy and the tragedy. She doesn't have jokes in Little Shop of Horrors, the greatest performance that's known to man. She doesn't have any jokes in that show, but yet she's so hysterical just because of her characterization.
I'm sure that's true, but if you've watched Drag Race before, there have to be jokes. You have to make Rue and the other, Alyssa Edwards was the guest judge there. You have to make them laugh.
Who the fuck won?
A girl who portrayed Anya Nerve, who is my favorite. She portrayed Eddie Murphy and was very funny. And there was also another girl who did very well, and she was Miss Bigfoot.
Cute. We love creativity. But if the impression was, she was acting her face off, robbed. I mean, I've never seen any of it.
Well, the goal is to make someone. I wasn't laughing at home. They weren't laughing in the editing room. Rue wasn't laughing.
Because when it's Ellen Green, you're laughing and crying. Were you crying?
No, I was like, oh, that seems right. That was my reaction to her performance. Yeah, I was impressed. But backstage, she was not pleased to not be in the top. But I just thought, wow, her doing Ellen Green just confirms that she is Matt Steele. If I were one of the girls on Drag Race this week, I would like to be Anya Nerve. She can sing. She has charisma out the wazoo. She is just like a star the moment you look at her. But then I worry that sometimes if I did badly, I would clam up, kind of like Alana Jarre, who is still on the show, but barely.
Okay, hanging on by a thread.
Very pretty.
But as you always say, pretty's not a talent.
It's not a talent. So yeah, I just needed to share that. But Matt Steele.
Yeah.
What section of the podcast are we in?
We're on Email My Heart. This is the section of the podcast where we answer any questions that you guys might have. You can be a part of Email My Heart if you email us at 2gaymats@gmail.com. 2 is spelled TWO. We did get a question in the chats, which is what we have to ask first because I need to reach down because I dropped my phone.
Yes.
So Matt Palmer can answer Isaac's question.
Yes.
Isaac asked us, in honor of White Lotus season 3 beginning, where, if you were on the show, where would you want your season to take place and how do you want to go out?
Interesting.
Answer away, Matt Palmer.
Maybe it's time because I feel like the different places we've been to have been like, really tropical locales. They're in Thailand this season. They've done Hawaii. I'm like, would it be cool? Or is it too not summer vacation-y if we do like an Aspen-esque or like the Alps, like something like a snowy, beautiful backdrop?
Antarctica.
Not Antarctica.
The stakes are high in Antarctica.
I know the idea is it's supposed to be tropical, but I feel like maybe a change of scenery would be fun. And I do love sitting inside a cabin and looking at the snow and being like, wow. And
I mean, if I've never seen White Lotus, but like people die, I guess. Like, is it it's not like a murder mystery per se.
A little.
But so it's like there's nothing more murder mystery than like we're trapped in a cabin.
Exactly. Exactly.
And it's snowing. I actually wrote a murder mystery once where it's like they all were stuck in a all-you-can-eat buffet because the snow piled so high and they couldn't get out the front door.
There you go.
The audience, when they opened the door and there was snow, like this block of snow blocking the front door, the audience went nuts. Anyway.
Where would you want to be?
Well, you know, I hate traveling.
Oh,
you
my
know
God.
the idea of vacation, exotic locations. I'm sure if I were there, not on my own dime, and I had all the time in the world, I would enjoy myself thoroughly. Sure. But I'm just as happy in an exotic location. I'm just as happy at home as I am in an exotic location.
That's wild.
So I think I need to visit home at some point. So I'm going to go back to Trenton, New Jersey, and that's going to be... I'm going to go to the neighborhood of Chambersburg, where my lineage is from, or at least my grandparents' lineage.
Yeah.
And I will love to have a White Lotus season there. Exotic locations don't excite me in the slightest.
Yeah.
I love looking at the pictures. And how am I going to go out? Girl, it's Trenton.
How are you going to convince the, Mike White, the creators of the White Lotus, to go to Trenton?
Listen, Mike White is... a kooky man.
He is.
So he'll probably listen to this and be like, the most original idea I've heard yet. Okay.
I like the delusion of him listening to this podcast. I love that.
He might know who we are. He might have stumbled across a 2Gay Matt video on YouTube or a short. Maybe if he's a short watching man.
Maybe he's a bitch Sesh fan and just
exactly.
heard us.
No, but really, if I were to do a White Lotus, I kind of think like along the lines of you, like it should be something that's the complete opposite of what you're used to. Like you want like a cold, like climate, snowy climate that can be different. I'm thinking like a beautiful climate that's more like middle of the country, Ozarky, rural.
Interesting.
Just because it's something different and it's not. Yeah, it's a different type of beauty. Yeah, I think that would be nice. How would I want to be taken out? I don't want to be taken out. I want to survive.
Live, yeah.
I want to
appear in as many episodes
all the
as
episodes.
possible.
Like
exactly.
I want to be the final girl standing.
Yes.
But if I do get taken out, I'm thinking a poison situation. Ooh, poisoned slowly. That way I can still be in every episode. And each episode I'm just like feeling worse and worse and worse. And like by the end I'm like on the deathbed and that's like the Oscar scene because I can barely
You're getting an Oscar for television show White Lotus.
Yeah, well it's going to be the movie version.
Okay, I'm understanding.
Yes,
got it.
Exactly. So
that's beautiful.
It is beautiful, isn't it? My God. So we got another email. Yes. This one might be a little triggering for Matt Palmer.
I saw this in our inbox and I've truly been like, how do I verbalize this in a way that's not super rude? Because we love our listeners. We love people who watch the channel. And thank you for sending us an email.
There's a little shade in this. So, and it's actually goes lines with, I was, amongst gays this weekend at a Valentines Day party. Yeah. And this topic of conversation did come up.
About Mariah Carey specifically?
Yep. And let me tell you, I fought.
Thank you. Okay.
I was screaming at a 26-year-old little gay boy because he was loud and wrong. Nice guy. Very nice.
We love everyone.
We love everyone, but I just needed to educate him in the way that Matt Palmer would educate him.
Yes.
So it says, hi both. I'm not going to say the name.
Don't say the name.
I don't want people to come after him. Love your show and you both. I watch and listen from Wales, UK. I'm a quarter Welsh. As a Mariah fan since the number One's album, I have always been a massive fan and supporter and have always been fascinated with her voice and life. I have seen her live several times and have always defended her. So this is a fan.
It is a fan.
It's a fan. But my question is, when do you think it's time for such artists to stop and enjoy their legendary status without ruining their legacy? Mariah will always be a legend for her songwriting and voice. However, let's be real. Watching her now is sad with the fully lip-synced shows, lack of passion in general, and stiff nature of her performances. I no longer get excited seeing her lip sync a full show or see any passion from her, and it makes me sad, and I don't have the desire to see her live anymore. It was always so exciting to see her previously in whatever era, even if she lip synced the hard parts, as her songs are so challenging. I know she has been criticized a lot in her career, which is tough, and we know she has stage fright and has been through a lot, but at this point I feel like she just needs to hang up her gowns. People keep saying she is the voice, but in fact, this is no longer the case. And that's fine for the amount she has contributed to the music industry and culture in general. Same happened with Whitney and others, so just wondered your thoughts. This is a difficult. I'm sure this was difficult to write, sir. I'm sure this was difficult to write.
It was difficult to read. And I will say, what you're asking is actually you need to find a different way to engage with Mariah Carey as a fan. Like, maybe instead of watching full concerts on YouTube of her performing, and I assume arguing or not arguing in the comments section, maybe you should on your walks go through her legendary discography, make yourself playlists of her remixes, wait for, enjoy Rainbow's End, which she put out, enjoy the legacy shit she puts out for her anniversaries every year. There's a new version of The Roof with Brandy that's available to you. I'm hoping to get a follow-up to Caution. Like, even if whatever you feel about her live performances, she has always been a songwriter and a vocalist first, and honestly,
and recording
artist first. There will be more recorded music from her, and that's what you should be excited about. Or if you're, waiting on that, you have so much music you can re-listen to. The truth of the matter is, Mariah did not tour for the first part of her career, and the idea of like, she's not singing the way that I want her to. She's not doing exactly what I want her to when I watch these YouTube videos every week of her in Vegas. Then babe, you need to change what you do. You need to change how you're engaging with her art. Then if you're not enjoying that facet of her artistry, don't watch the live performances. Like, she has so much music out. She puts out legacy editions and anniversary editions of her albums, all classics, so very regularly. Hold on tight for the new shit. The Ariana Grande remix was amazing. The Made for Now remix with whatever artist that did that.
Janet Jackson?
No, Mooney Long.
Okay.
There's shit coming, and there's been shit she's put out as a recording artist. The idea that like she's not doing what I want her to do in her live show, so she should retire, is preposterous, and you should just decide to engage with her as an artist in a different way, because it sounds like you're doing it wrong.
I just also feel what you're kind of asking for in this situation is impossible.
It is.
We don't acknowledge time.
But we also can't turn it back.
But we also can't turn it back. And she is, she is a legend. She has been around for a period of like decades and decades and decades. No one at this point, it doesn't matter if you were the greatest singer on the planet. No one sounds like how they sounded decades ago.
When they were 25.
It's truly just impossible. And the thing is, if you love someone as an artist so much, you can learn to appreciate their humanity on top of their skill. And the reason why I, stan character actresses and everything and all that, and why I love, like a Broadway lady who is 90 years old still like going on stage doing it. It's because of course they don't move or sound like they did however many decades ago, but it's because that like the fabric of their being, they've been through so much, and it is so it makes their art that much richer. Yes. I feel if you just want your stars to be perfect, that's fine. But then do you really appreciate the actual artist themselves? Because artists change and evolve, and it's just a natural thing that their bodies change and evolve. Yeah. And also, the thing I love about Mariah Carey's performances is, when she was younger and 19 years old and bobbing around on that stage, she was having a great, everything. She would back then probably would have rather been like, I just want to stand still and sing. And now that she is at a point in her career where she can do literally anything she wants, yes. She's just like, I just want to stand still, look beautiful, and does that not give her so much character? Right. Like, she's in on that joke. Yes. She's in on the joke of just like, if you're expecting Beyonce moves up in here, babe, you're not going to get it. You will never get it, because that is not what I do, because darling, I am a diva and I am fat. There are different ways to be a diva, different ways to be a great performer, and having that sense of humor. I would see Mariah Carey live because I know that like her banter with the audience would be really funny.
It'd be amazing.
Like, and just there's something about the energy of being in the same room as like a literal legend who doesn't have anything to prove, and just like being in the same room with them and knowing they've been through so much throughout their career and there's such a life that has been lived, and just that energy, like there's nothing like it. If she sat on the stage lounged on the stage and just told stories and gave a couple like in between, it would be the greatest show on earth to me. Like I would have the best time, because so yeah, it like this is, and also everyone lips. Sorry.
Exactly.
Everyone
she
lips.
is not the only person on stage in Vegas and otherwhere lipping full shows. And also, when you're Mariah Carey and you have 19 number one hits and All I Want for Christmas Is You goes number one every single year, she's literally incapable of ruining her legacy by lip syncing a show. Like, this is such dramatics, and I just can't. I think it's just unfair to expect so much from her. Because, I mean, if we're going to call a spade, remember how Mariah Carey's mom and sister died over the same weekend less than a year ago? And you're like, she's not as happy and boppy and, in interviews as she used to be. You don't know what's going on in this woman's life. We are not her therapists, but we know she has gone through a lot of trauma very recently, and you're holding her to a standard of who she was when she was 25. And I just can't.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can't engage with you in a way that is calm. I am trying.
Listen, I will say, so try looking at it all through that lens.
Yes.
It's the reason why, like, you see Elaine Stritch on stage in her 90s and she's just shouting, and you're just like, this is such a star.
Yes.
Like, because there's such a history behind it. Like, Mariah Carey has developed such a personality because it's such a interesting life that she has led, and so just enjoy that. Like, she's given us the decades of perfection.
Yeah.
Now it's just like, let's enjoy the legacy aspect of
and
it.
It's also, I'm sorry, but lastly, you mentioned Whitney Houston, and yes, near the end of her career, she had some unfortunate performances, whatever. But now that she is no longer with us, what do we talk about? What do we think about? What do we sit down with our gay friends and watch? We watch her sing The Greatest Love of All at the Arista 20th anniversary edition because it's the best anyone's ever fucking sounded.
And say, oh, no one can do that.
No one can do that. No one will be able to. And so it's like, let's just enjoy her while she's here. Let her do what she wants to do. You can engage with her art in a different way. I think that is the problem. Her existing and continuing to be, tour and make music or whatever is not the problem. The problem is what your expectations are. And you've got to let go of the past version of Mariah that you loved, because she's available to you on YouTube, but it is 2025. She has been through a lot, has been around a long time, and this is who we have, and you should love and appreciate her. And if you can't, then maybe you were never a fan.
Whoa.
All right?
Oh, man.
Period.
Listen.
If you can't.
Listen, mister from Wales. We might be distant cousins. Because as I said, I'm a quarter Welsh.
Yes.
I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for this journey for you to see Mariah Carey in a different lens, because I'm rooting for you to be the fan that I know you can be. I believe in you.
But I believe in you too.
But this email...
It's just, this is more of a you thing than a her thing. That's what I mean to say. I don't mean to hurt any feelings, but I think it's up to you to engage with her art in a different way. And I wish you well on that journey.
It's going to be a great journey.
It is.
Just enjoy it. Enjoy that she's still here with us. Elaine, like Elaine Stritch, 90-something years old, screaming, I'm still here. Yeah. On that stage. Did she hit any of the notes? Who knows? But it was thrilling and got standing ovations.
Do we have another email, or are you ready to move to Give Me a Moment?
Well, we got an email from Brad asking if we are reacting to Tate's album.
Tate McRae.
Yes.
We are. So if you want to watch us on Thursday night at 8:30 p.m., go to Twitch TV, twitch.tv/2gaymats, and we will be there listening for the first time to Tate McRae's new album, the name of which escapes me, but... I love those fucking singles. It's okay. I'm okay.
They're great.
Two Hands is great. I haven't listened to Sports Car yet because I kind of wanted to save something for the album.
For the content that we're about to put out.
So hopefully we'll see you on Twitch this Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Pacific.
It'll be really fun.
Yes.
Yes.
So Matt Steele.
Oh, yes.
Question for you. Mm-hmm. What's been giving you moments, darling?
Mine's kind of a throwback.
Okay.
You know.
We love throwbacks.
We love a throwback.
Yes.
They re-released Parasite back in theaters for like a week.
Wow.
Bong Joon-ho's Best Picture winner. It was like the last time all of us were all collectively happy. When it was like all the film fans like united and we're just like, we love Parasite. And then it surprised won Best Picture just like 2 weeks before COVID happened. And we were like, wow, things are so looking up. And then it all came crashing down. But we will always hold on to that happiness. It was re-released in theaters, I guess, in conjunction with Mickey 17. That is his follow-up film that is opening, I think, next weekend or this upcoming weekend. I don't know. And I went and I saw it, of course. God damn, what a fucking film.
That's a great movie.
It's a great movie that it can be enjoyed by anyone. It's just, you're constantly wondering what is happening. It just keeps you on your toes. For those of you who don't know, Parasite is a Korean film and won Best Picture of 2019. And it is about a family of con artists and they... Just watch it. Just truly watch it. It zigs when you think it's gonna zag every 5 seconds, and it's just so fabulously done. The performances are so excellent, and I'm so excited to see Mickey 17. Yeah, and it was my first time seeing the movie again after I saw it initially.
Wow.
I have not rewatched it since, and so it was lovely discovering parts that I didn't remember my first time seeing it.
Right.
And it was wonderful being able to do it. And it was an IMAX, baby.
Oh, I love that.
I was front and center in IMAX. And you know what somebody did? Oh my God. So I got tickets like a week in advance and I got like row F. So like kind of middle of the orchestra or in the middle of the auditorium, whatever, in the exact center, which is like prime seating, I think. So I nabbed that by myself. Obviously, I don't go to the movies with friends. Fuck that. And you want to know what somebody did? Somebody afterwards, I guess, also wanted prime seating. So they got the seat right next to me, which has happened to me several times before. But girl, it's not like this theater was sold out.
Right.
Like I will say the theater was maybe like 1/20th full because it was noon on a Tuesday.
Right.
Someone just sat right next to me and this person was deathly ill. Truly,
you don't want that.
Like coughing, hacking, like in a mask, and every breath this gentleman took was literally like, because you could tell he couldn't breathe through his nose, and so I want to say, sir,
mouth breathing. That sucks.
He had a mask on, but it's kind of just like, but like, first of all, it's weird to just get the seat when there are so many seats, good seats available still. Like maybe they're not as good as my seat, but there's still good seats available. It's weird to just get a seat next to like a stranger to begin with. But if you're sick, girl, change your seat. Like be normal. Be normal.
Yeah, that's tough.
I wish him the best. I'm sure he's fine now. Maybe. I don't know. Well, if he died, I'm sorry. That'd be so sad.
But just think, it could have been like, you know, Pete Davidson or something. It could have been meet cute for you two. If someone had sat just right next to him, like, oh, hi.
It could have been Pete Davidson, but just in a mask, and I didn't recognize him. And of course, like I did not make eye contact.
No.
So it totally could have been. Yeah. So that was kind of rough, but it did not make me enjoy the movie less.
Well, good. I'm glad you could still enjoy it.
Thank you.
You could still take it all in.
Thank you. What was your giving me moments, Matt Palmer?
Mine is also a throwback. And I don't know if you guys recall, but Jackson and I have been rewatching the iconic series, The OC.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Premiered on Fox back in 2003. I want to say 2003 because we finally got to the end of season 2, and this is the I believe it aired in May of 2005. And when I tell you, there are few episodes of television that I remember like exactly where I was when I saw it, and like the pop culture impact of this moment reverberated to the point where like I believe that weekend that was the parody on SNL about what happens in the season 2 finale of The OC, which I'm going to talk about a little bit. It's been 20 years, guys, so if you haven't watched it, I'm sorry. Spoiler alert for season 2 OC finale. Ryan's brother Trey is out of jail and newly back to Orange County, kind of made friends with his friend group, but Trey is even though Ryan is from the wrong side of the tracks, Trey is the real bad boy of the Atwood family. Trey, Ryan, and Marissa dated all through season 1, broke up, and got back together recently in season 2. And, Ryan goes out of town for some reason, and Trey essentially forces himself upon Marissa. He gets her very drunk and attempts to, S.A. Marissa Cooper on the beach. But everybody knows Ryan's a hothead, so Marissa doesn't tell Ryan. She kind of is like not wanting to like do things physical with Ryan anymore, and is like, oh, I want to like take a break. Like I need to not be with you right now. But like she clearly is very affected by this horrible event that like she decides to keep a secret, cannot tell. So the episode is about her father-in-law, Caleb Nickel, dies the episode before, so it's all a funeral episode.
Okay.
And this is Ryan's adoptive mom, Kirsten. Her dad is Marissa's stepdad, and so Kirsten is kind of dealing with this with a little heavy drinking. So she gets taken to rehab during the episode.
Okay.
But the main event that I'm sure you all remember pop culturally is at some point Marissa does tell Rachel Bilson's character Summer about Trey and his attempted assault. And Summer tells her boyfriend, Seth Cohen, who is, adoptive brother of Ryan. And Seth at some point tells Ryan, who has an anger issue, but all season has been kind, has punched so many fewer people than he did season 1.
We're getting better. We're improving.
But he hears something about that, about his girlfriend, about his dream girl that he has been with essentially for 2 years. Drives straight over to Trey's house to physically fight him, of course.
Sure.
And then while he is on his way, Summer and Seth call Marissa and just say 2 words. He knows. Ryan knows. Marissa stops what she's doing, leaves her, like family is like reconnecting. Her dad and her mom are probably getting back together, even though it was her stepdad's funeral that day. Whatever. She drives straight to Trey's house, opens the door, sees that they are in a physical altercation. They're punching. There's a lot of blood. Trey picks up a phone, is essentially going to bash our star, our hero, our James Dean, Ryan's head in with this, corded phone, very heavy. I don't know if, kids remember.
Back then, landlines.
It's basically a rotary.
Literally like 1,000 pounds.
Could really hurt him.
A brick.
Marissa sees a gun.
A gun.
Trey owns.
There's a wayward gun.
There's a wayward gun that came up earlier.
Yeah.
Picks up the gun, shoots Trey in the back, and what happens? What you say? When I tell you, the music supervisor on that show, I hope has been knighted, because the thing is, they used a piece of hide and seek during Caleb's funeral, but the exact moment of the shot going into What You Say, this is why Imogen Heap, really got the momentum she did. They also had featured Goodnight and Go in an earlier episode of season 2 that featured Olivia Wilde, who was the runner-up to play Marissa on the show. But yes, this is just, the scene is devastating. It's heartbreaking, and that music cue has nothing more perfect has ever happened. The SNL, comedy version of it had, kids shooting each other, and every time a shot was fired, and What You Say would be playing. It also probably led to Jason Derulo sampling that song and giving Imogen Heap even more money. So all I can say is, as we walk into what I know is a terrible season of The OC, it's so beautiful to watch. Like, especially the second half of season 2, it all comes together in such a glorious way. And I think, I would argue the most famous scene from the show is her shooting Trey and What You Say beginning to play. And man, it holds up. I cared. I was moved, even though I knew it was coming the whole time. Watching Jackson experience it for the first time was really exciting, because he was not an OC person. So I just recommend, if you have not seen, season 2 of The OC in a while, go back, watch that final episode if that's all you can do. But if you want to watch the full season, it has some highs and lows, but by the second half, they really find their footing. And then the What You Say gunshot heard around the world. Queen Marissa, I don't know how she gets out of this. I don't know how she gets out of this one. We'll have to see.
We'll see, but apparently season 3, apparently she doesn't get out of it well, because nothing good happens in season 3, apparently.
Season 3 has a big finale as well, but the season's bad. It was like, Real Housewives of New York this past season. I started watching it. I think there are episodes of season 3 I've literally never watched. Okay. I stopped watching it, then I heard, the finale is crazy.
Rough.
And I just jumped back in and was like, I'll watch the finale.
Okay.
But season 4 is very good. It takes a weirdly comedic turn, but I like it.
Don't you find I've never seen the OC, but don't you find, I want to say I heard you say you think season 4 is underrated.
It is, because no one watched it, because people were so turned off by season 3.
Wow, how bad was season 3? People stayed with Degrassi, motherfucker. When Degrassi got bad, people stuck around.
Well, it also is like a U.S. Fox network show, so if it's not like during American Idol time, so if the ratings were not through the roof, shit was getting canceled.
And Americans are a little less forgiving of, like, some Canadians have a little more patience,
yes,
and are willing to sit through a rough lull in a TV show.
Yes,
stick around.
The thing is also the OC seasons besides season 4 are very, very long. Like these are like 24 episode seasons, and when like 18 of those episodes are bad.
Oh, that's rough.
So yes, I get why people jumped off it, but if you've not seen season 4 of the OC, it's very good. It's funny. It's lighter. It's different, obviously.
It's funny.
It is. I mean, it doesn't sound like a funny show from what I just described, but yes, it is a great season of television that was very underwatched. So yeah, I think that's it.
I think that's it, guys. Wait, blood check. How are we? You are still wet.
I told you.
Wow, that is crazy.
Still bleeding, still bleeding, love.
Guys, we're squirting blood and spitting facts.
All right, squirting's not the word I'd use.
It's not squirting.
It's not like it's flying through the air. It's just kind of like it's coming
it's
to
like
the
end of the substance here, guys.
It's nothing like the substance.
Spoiler alert, I guess.
Did you remember when Marissa shot Trey? Like,
no.
You don't remember like the shot and what you say?
I vaguely remember seeing vague things about it online, but since I didn't care. But I know now, and knowing you for a while, I know the importance of that. Mm-hmm. But you still do not acknowledge the importance of Drake getting shot.
I know
that really changed my life.
I know he got shot, and then he was wheelchair Jimmy. Yes.
So we both have moments with guns that luckily were not dramas. Happening in real life.
Yes.
I prefer the guns in my life to be on screen.
Absolutely.
And I prefer them to be fake guns.
Absolutely. Yes. Two things I love.
On
screen, fake.
Give me a little red cap gun. Pew.
Absolutely. Is there anything else you want to tell the people?
That we love you all. Yes. Pray for us.
Yeah, I guess. Do we need the prayers?
I mean, look at you.
I'm fine. I just need a Band-Aid.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much for listening and or watching the podcast. We'll be back next week with more 2 Gay Mads, the podcast.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
How was that?
How did we do? Yes, the Marissa Cooper moment I heard of was in season 3. Yes, no, that's the season 3 finale. So that is different. But yeah, we got to get through season 3.
I think you handled yourself well with the email.
Thank you. I mean, I dipped into mean, but like I tried to be more constructive than mean. I really did.
Yeah.
But it's like truly, if you can't do what I'm suggesting, you're not a fan. It's like when, again, no shade to anyone in the chat who feels this way. It's like when people say, "Oh, her best album was Music Box." It's like, well, you're not a fan of hers. You don't. You like one of her albums. You don't like her. You don't like her. And I'm a Music Box defender. I really am.
Still, it came late, but it's not totally back.
But it's on its way.
Listen to this. It sounds. Yeah.
But no one needs to hear you that high up anyways.
That's my signature. My signature is SpongeBob SquarePants voice.
I mean,
and it doesn't sound like that.
I think Ethan Slater's kind of got that on lock. You got to get a no signature.
Nope. I'm taking it from him. I'm taking it from him. Degrassi Guns PSA gave me life. I remember when Sean stopped Rick and Emma was like, wow.
It's so funny hearing about stuff on Degrassi. It's like, those are just words to me.
Sean and Emma. But Sean and Ellie. I don't know which one I liked better, Sean and Emma or Sean and Ellie.
Are these people who were dating?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say they didn't do a lot of like swapping of dating people on the OC. Like it's usually like the core 4 people.
There was a much smaller core cast,
yes,
I feel. Degrassi, the whole thing is like there's a trillion people. Yeah. So, and naturally, and Manny's going to date everybody. We all remember the thong episode.
Is there a version of Degrassi still airing?
No.
Okay.
No. Remember they were going to reboot it?
I was going to say, what happened to that?
Got canceled. I think they cast it and like we're starting. I know they wrote it. I know because I know the creator sold it. And so my brother read the book. There's like a giant book all about like Linda Schuyler's journey with creating Degrassi and all the ins and outs and everything, and a lot of it deals with her like finally selling the franchise and everything, and her grappling with that and everything. So get my brother back in here. He knows all the Degrassi facts. The Degrassi deep dive. He'll be the guest.
I think he is asleep.
Yeah, probably asleep.
I wish Teen Nick aired Degrassi. That would make sense.
Teen Nick did air Degrassi.
Is Teen Nick still a thing?
I can't imagine.
I don't know. Is that how you watched it?
Yeah, but originally it was called Noggin. It was always owned by Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
It was called Noggin, and it was like, and then it was called The N, and then it was called Teen Nick.
It's like ABC Family. Didn't that used to be Fox Family?
Yeah, well, it used to be the Family Channel.
Oh.
And then Fox bought it. And I remember watching, I was in like Vegas visiting my dad, and there was like a 24-hour countdown of like the Family Channel is going to turn into Fox Family. And the Family Channel was very much like for an older demographic, like for like your grandparents to sit the grandkids down and be like, this was a movie I loved when I was your age. There's Cowboys.
Right.
And then Fox bought it and was like, this is going to be a channel for kids, guys. And I was into Fox Family.
Hey.
I was pretty into Angela Anaconda, classic. That was the countdown, music video countdown show I watched.
Really?
It was on Fox Family, not MTV. And then ABC bought it at some point.
I remember Fox Family making like a documentary kind of the recording process of the Glitter album and maybe movie too. And I remember that was like when I dipped in. Sure. And then I dipped right out.
Oh yeah, and then it became Freeform. I don't know what Freeform's deal is. I watched Fox Family maybe 5th grade to 6th grade.
Okay.
And then I was like, okay. All of Degrassi is free on here. I watched the first episode and it was so strange seeing adults I knew as kids.
Wait, on YouTube it's free? It's available?
Or maybe, are you in Canada?
Oh.
Remember when TLC used to be actually learning shows and it's all reality TV shows?
Yeah, they took a weird turn. I mean, I did watch Plathville, but I feel like also their reality is like, for being called the learning channel, the reality is pretty lowbrow.
I mean, John and Kate became so big that they were eventually like, we need to do more of it. It's like how like The N... It had a bunch of stuff, and then Degrassi became so big, and it literally just became the Degrassi channel for several years. Listening to Hide and Seek to hear with Big Deal.
That is
a song.
Like a song that holds up.
I stopped watching ABC Family after Pretty Little Liars pissed me off. Well, gotta go. Bye.
Hey, I love that Degrassi book. And now that I'm done with season 2 of the OC, I can go back to listening to my oral history of the OC book, which spoiled me a little bit on season 2 before I got to a moment. But now they kind of split things up by the season, so I can go through the season 2 chapters. Phew.
No, US, their channel just has all the episodes free. Oh, are all the episodes on like YouTube or something?
Interesting.
Remember the Breakfast Club episode of Degrassi? Fabulous episode. Fabulous. It was like an episode where like 6 of them were all in detention. 6 random people were all in detention. It was like a sort of...
Like a bottle episode?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
It's cute.
Are we talking about Riley and Zayn? Yes. Oh, my brother's back. My brother was a big Zayn fan.
Mike must have off work tomorrow, right?
Oh, it's
so late for him.
I think he said he had off until like Wednesday or something.
All right.
Michael, I'm talking about how you know the book, the Linda Schuyler book about the whole history of Degrassi and everything. You missed that conversation.
Fun fact, Degrassi named their episodes after song titles.
Yeah. All the episodes were song titles. Song titles specifically from the 80s for a while to reference the show back from the 80s.
Oh, that's cute.
If
any of you watch Normal People, they also played hide and seek. It was great. I did watch Normal People, but I'd forgotten that.
Tomorrow's President's Day.
Yes,
that's why you said you had off. But didn't you say to me you had off till Wednesday or something, Michael?
I have off tomorrow.
That's nice. I don't. So you all can lick my booty hole.
Mommy told me to come back to talk about Degrassi.
That's
so funny.
She texted me like, they're talking about Degrassi, Michael. Go in and show your support for your brother.
I don't know anything about this show. Maybe one day.
The thing is, I would say let's get you like involved, but it's the most daunting TV show you could possibly
I was
going to
say, maybe we, for a video, assign each other one episode. I'll give you a OC. You give me.
But it's like how you love like Housewives. It's like you show me like the season finale of Potomac, and I'm like, this wasn't that exciting.
Yeah, but it's like if you
know the history, right. But still, like one episode, I think would be a lovely video reaction.
Absolutely,
idea.
Yes, because I can season 2 into season 2. You're gonna love it.
Oh God, the thing is, I don't even know if I should show you the shooting because there's just so many good episodes. My brother will help me pick an episode.
Pick an episode. Note that this is the only episode of Degrassi I will ever watch.
Okay.
Have fun, everyone who doesn't work tomorrow. Oh, sorry, Jeffrey. I don't have tomorrow off either because of the province I'm in. Oh, no. Why does Steele never have holidays off? What the hell? He works at a restaurant.
Because I work.
I'm
a hard worker.
I'm a hard worker.
Please rank the best needle drops on TV ever. That's fun.
Needle drop being like just music coming in?
I don't know if I have needle drops on TV. I have needle drops in movies where I'm just like, that pretty... Promising Young Woman, the needle drop of Something Wonderful, shook me to my core.
for me, I would say obviously that OC one. There's a really good one in season 1 of Gossip Girl 2, where Blake Lively is sitting on the steps talking to Blair Waldorf, played by Adam Brody's wife, Leighton Meester. And I don't even remember how we got here. All I know is what she says, and then the music behind her. It feels like Nine Inch Nails or something. But Leighton's like, Serena, you can tell me anything. Like, just be honest with me. Tell me what happened. Tell me, please. Serena looks up from sitting on those stairs, looks up at her and says, I killed someone. It's great.
That's absurd. Someone asked if I watched Instant Star. I did not. I was not into TV shows where people like wanted to become a pop star. Like I was never into that.
It's a title.
I was not into Instant Star, but I'm sure it was cute. DJ Bob has a great idea. You need to watch season Waziata of Bug Juice.
Okay.
This is something I will literally pay you to watch this. Like this is the greatest season of television ever.
Okay. This is the camp
besides
reality
season
show?
6 of Big Brother. It's the camp reality show. It's so brilliant. The After Sun Needle Drop was brutal.
Oh,
yeah.
That is a great one. I love that shade of yellow, Palmer. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is a new hoodie that I'm trying not to get covered in blood
on. Did you all see Blake and Ryan at SNL today? Oh.
No, we've not watched the SNL stuff.
Instant Star and Degrassi were filmed on the same set, my brother says.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's great.
Bittersweet Symphony at the end of Cruel Intentions.
Oh, I haven't seen Cruel Intentions in such a long time.
I only saw it once. Palmer, you need to watch the Riley Zane story arc. You strike me as the type to like closeted interracial gay relationship.
Closeted?
It was dramatic.
Oh.
It was dramatic.
Okay.
Yeah. It's so great. Oh, Zane and Riley.
Yeah.
Oh, I was up at night. I was up at night worrying.
Yes.
Composers don't get enough credit. They place certain songs you haven't heard in forever at all the same best places.
Yeah, the music supervisor on the OC. I was always thinking, OMG, wait, are you still bleeding? Yes.
Yes, something's wrong.
Nothing's wrong.
You have lupus.
I do not
or
have
something.
lupus or something.
No.
I just need a Band-Aid.
Are you anemic?
No.
That's what I was thinking of. Not lupus. Not lupus.
No, I need a Band-Aid. That's it. Nothing's happening.
Okay.
But
if you keep bleeding, that Band-Aid's just going to oversaturate and just fall off.
It'll stop at some point. It'll be fine.
I didn't even watch Degrassi, and I knew about the Riley Zane relationship.
Where's Palmer's hoodie from? Cute. It's from Abercrombie. They have a lot of cute shit.
We're talking about early aughts TV shows.
They have a lot of cute shit these days.
Yeah. Did you watch Radio Free Roscoe? I didn't. And Michael, before you say anything, I know that the Radio Free Roscoe set was also used in a season of Degrassi as well. I think my brother told me at like 3:00 in the morning when we have our conversations. Riley and Zane never got the credit they deserve.
Do they not?
I think they got credit. I think people were invested.
Seems like all y'all are talking about is those two.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right. This was lovely.
This was great. I hope everyone had a fun Sunday before, hopefully some of you have President's Day off.
Some of you have President's Day off.
That's beautiful.
Those of us who are working tomorrow, be kind to us.
Yes, we will be kind.
Yeah.
We love y'all. And we'll see you next week. This time, this place.
It'll be great.
It'll be great. Hopefully I won't be bleeding.
No, hopefully the blood will have stopped.
Bye.
Bye.